Well, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I am your host, Assassin47, and join me on the desk is caster slash analyst Quaint and caster slash analyst Aggressive. How are you guys doing?
We
Honestly,
are,
yeah, you can go. You can go first.
yeah, we're amazing, and honestly, I couldn't be more pumped about today. Because then again, it's been a slow start for me. But let's move on over to Aggressive. How are you doing?
Honestly, I'm pumped for this matchup. It's gonna be one for the books as well because both of these teams, their backs are against the wall. It's either go big or go home. It's gonna be Team Fangs going up against the side of Kuchbi, and we know for a fact that Kuchbi, they have nowhere to run and they have nowhere to hide. They need to take this win and a possible 2-0. Otherwise, their their lives are on the line for this tournament, pretty much.
Well, definitely. Let's take a quick look at the two halves that we have got for this specific day. Starting off with Kuchbi and Team Fangs, which is going to be starting any moment now. And then we have the second half, which is going to be True Ripper Esports and Velocity Gaming. Well, both the matches for today are very, very exciting, right? And starting off with Kuchbi and Team Fangs, we know that that this specific match is very, very important for Team Kuchbi, as this is sort of going to be that deciding factor as well on how exactly Team Kuchbi are going to be performing for the rest of the specific season, because things did not start off on the right track for Team Kuchbi, and they haven't been able to secure a single win on the board as well. Both the matches that they have played, they have kind of lost, and it's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, they are adapting and evolving every single game. So that brings me to this specific question to you, Aggressive. What do you think is going to be the strategy moving forward for Team Kuchbi for today?
For Team Kuchbi, they need to try and get a level of consistency in their format. The main problem that we have seen coming out from them in a lot of their previous matches as well is they kind of falter under the pressure. And as soon as the pressure is too much for them, they just break down completely. They don't know how to coordinate. They're constantly trying to take a lot of different engagements individually instead of together as a team. And I'm hoping that today, going up against the side of Team Fangs, they don't rely on their individual skill more towards the side of team play, because we know how aggressive Team Fangs are and how individually skilled they are. But when it comes down to team play and coordination, they have the tendency of breaking down. And if the side of Kuchbi can exploit that down to its fullest potential, Kuchbi, they have the best chance of taking this win and getting a possible 2-0 for their side.
Well, let's take a quick look at the MVP standings as well, and see how exactly that sort of department is doing as well. Because there have been a lot of changes that have been made on the MVP standings. A couple of players, they have got promoted. A couple of players have got relegated as well. So let's take a look. Deathmaker is still up there with 136 kills, 85 deaths, sitting at the first spot. Following him is Rafa, and then comes Team Fangs' player Cactus with 198 kills and 119 deaths. Cactus sitting at the third spot is actually quite a little bit of a problem for the rest of the players out there. So it's Skills as well, who's sitting at the fourth spot. So, Cactus, he really is that explosive player coming out from the side of Team Fangs, which brings me to the question to you, Quaint. What exactly do you think Team Fangs are going to do with this explosive player in the name of Cactus, and how exactly they're going to, play around with Team Kuchbi today?
Honestly, I couldn't have put it better than what Aggressive said, not gonna lie, because Cactus being that star fragger of the entire team with that insane KD over there, I feel like they are gonna go in with their normal strategies, which is being super individual. They play super individually and they don't really go in as a team, but sometimes that honestly comes into their advantage. And if Kuchbi can honestly take advantage of that and understand where they're going wrong, where they're being individual, and try to bring it down to solo fights, it could go to Kuchbi. But Fangs, being that explosive team they are, they could still take the win. So honestly, it's going to be an interesting match to watch.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, Team Fangs, they have been putting in the work. There have been ups and downs for the team recently, but through thick and thin, they have sort of they're sort of stuck together, and they are trying to just make their way to the top of the group standings as well. Which pretty much takes us to a point where we can take a look at the group standings as well, right? We can figure out as to where exactly all of these teams stand right now on the table. So, especially in this specific group, right, Group B, we do call it the group of death, and things are kind of not looking good for both the teams that are playing the first half of the day, Team Fangs and Kuchbi. Both of them, they don't have any wins yet on the board. They both have played 2 games already, and tasted defeat in both of these matches as well. So this pretty much is going to be that most exciting moment for both of them, as to someone is going to walk away with the win here, and whoever it is going to be is going to be putting up the first win on the board. Aggressive thoughts on this?
Just as I was saying previously, as we were getting into this matchup, that both of these teams, their backs are against the wall and they need to get their first win on the board. And this is the best possible chance for both of them. In my eyes, both of these teams are very evenly matched when it comes down to their raw mechanical potential. At the very end of the day, it's all going to come down to consistency. Which team will have the mental to keep things going? Because in my eyes, this could easily go down to 3 maps if Team Kuchbi can try and isolate the aggression coming on down from the side of Team Fangs and all of their members. Moving on down forward, I'm looking to see how Team Fangs are actually going to go up against Kuchbi, because Kuchbi, they have a much more of a control-based play style instead of taking a lot of their gunfight engagements.
That's true. And it looks like that, Team Fangs and Team Kuchbi, they both have sort of done their homework as well for this specific match, because we know how important this match is for both of them. So really looking forward to seeing who exactly is going to be coming out on top. But yeah, let's quickly move on towards the team profiles now, starting with Team Fangs. Actually, Team Fangs, their roster, as we did talk about, right? Quite explosive. All of these players have got the ability to just, go ahead, pop heads on the server, and do a lot of damage in terms of the fragging department. And you guys can see that in that roster as well. B2, Maverick, Kohli, Cactus, and Smoker. All of these players, right? All of these players have their own individual brilliance, and that their individual performances is something that is, sort of praised for as well. So thoughts on this, Quaint? What exactly do you think Team Fangs, their roster, and how exactly are going to be bringing that individual brilliance into their match today against Kuchbi?
Honestly, although they're a little disjointed and they don't play that grip together, and although they play solo, they are insane at that. But I think that if Kohli is going to be picking up that Astra and he brings out that strategic gameplay with that Astra, all the star positionings and everything, it could go for Team Fangs. But then again, those star fraggers are just gonna work together and keep capitalizing on whatever each other, like all the other players do. So even though they're really individual, they still manage to take the frags, they still manage to take the trades. And that is why Team Fangs is growing in popularity, and that is why they are what they are right now.
Well said. And you know what? That pretty much takes us to the team profile coming out from the side of Team Kuchbi as well. We're going to be seeing their roster. If you guys don't know them already, they have been quite interesting. That's for sure. Like, we do have the likes of Poke, Meow, Pasha. I guess we had Yuvan as well, right? Yeah, Yuvan, and then Bondef. So all of these players, like it's like a bunch of friends. They're coming in together, and they're them forming a team, participating in tournaments, and really making a name out of themselves. So aggressive thoughts on the roster coming out from the side of Team Kuchbi.
From the side of Kuchbi, the main thing that this roster, in a way, is one of the more star-studded rosters when it comes down to the raw potential. We have seen all of the other teams have their explosive names. They've showcased themselves to be one of the top teams of our region. But for the side of Kuchbi, all of these players individually, they are known to be very skilled, but together as a team, they're having a very rough time trying to make things work together. And that's kind of true, and there's a reason for it, because they're a new team. They're playing together probably for the first time as well in such a high stakes setting, and the pressure is really getting to them. I'm really hoping that as they have gained so much experience after playing their previous 2 matches, that they should be able to try and rest a little bit more easy. Their nerves have settled on down, and they can finally perform to their truest potential. Because just as I stated before, it's either go big or go home for the side of Kuchu, because they have 0 points on the board.
Yeah, it kind of is the situation for both of these teams today as well, right? And yeah, we do say this about Team Kuchbi, from anything to something. Like they have made their way in towards being something out there in the community, and yeah, like they actually have been having a bit of an up and down moment themselves, but yeah. Things should pretty much get better once they, set their groove in towards the gauntlet, and they just get comfortable playing against all of these teams out there in the country as well. So slowly but surely we are going to be seeing them just getting back into their groove and them starting to perform as well, like a storm, and wrecking havoc on towards all of these teams. Let's take a quick look at the player spotlight that we have got here for today from both of these teams. Who exactly is it going to be right off the bat? Well, let's find out. Whoa, it is Cactus from the side of Team Fangs, the star player from the side of Team Fangs, who's on the MVP standings as well. So, with you, aggressive, I want to ask you thoughts on Cactus, his statistics on the screen right now.
We know what Cactus does. He just picks up the jet, holds his W key, presses E, dashes into a side, and suddenly you're like, wait, when did three people just die on site? And then suddenly his team just swarms in, and B2 is like, yo, get me some kills as well, rushes down into the side of spawn, gets 2 kills, and the round is already over. That's kind of what the side of Team Fangs do. And Cactus, he's like the initial entry that allows all of this to happen. He's such an explosive player, and he's so consistent when it comes down to his raw mechanical potential as well. Every single time we see Cactus on the server, we know for a fact that he will tear up pretty much everyone if you give him the chance to do so. He doesn't really require a lot of space as well, created by his team. He's much more of that self-sufficient fragger, which is why he is just so dangerous on this jet pick in particular. But at the same time, I'm very interested to see how Cactus is going to be playing out now with the recent nerfs to Jet, because with those knives going to 7, and of course the updraft and the smoke being a lot more expensive, Cactus, he needs to be a lot more careful in the way he uses a lot of his utility, because if he's not careful, when it comes down to the terms of eco, he could be hurting not himself only, but also his team in the long run.
Completely true. And to be honest, the new update sort of has been a little bit of a wrench in the works for a lot of players out there. So they definitely have to make their way around all of these changes as well, which they definitely are. It's going to take a day or two, but then, they definitely are going to be bringing in the complete change. We are going to be seeing a lot of shift in the meta as well. I'm really looking forward to what our scene is going to do regarding all of these changes. So yeah, Gauntlet is going to be that amazing platform where we are going to be seeing that change coming in as well to its full potential. Now let's take a quick look at the player spotlight coming in from the side of Team Kuchbi, and figure out who exactly is it going to be that player that is going to be standing among the rest out there. Well, it is going to be Bondef, who plays the role of the duelist in the team. And the guy has got himself 35 kills, 66 deaths, and 8 assists, and an ACS of 219. Quint, thoughts on Bondev?
Well, honestly, Bondef with his insane experience in the entirety of the esports industry and his long history coming in from other games, we know how good mechanically Bondef can be. So he is pretty similar to Cactus in my opinion, because like he again goes in for that explosive gameplay style, but just a little bit slower. So like if his team is there to support him, this is a true potential from the side of Cactus, from the side of Kuchbi, because he can honestly rack up those kills. And that entry frag is probably what is going to be giving them the lead, the points on the scoreboard. So if Bondef is going to be supported by his teammates, honestly, it's looking like a really good. It's going to be a really good match for Kuchbi.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Bondef, like over the time, the guy has been really popping off when it comes to putting numbers on the flagging department, not only in Valorant, but as you said, throughout his career in professional FPS scenes. Bondev has been quite significant when it comes down to getting all of these kills and just standing out there amongst the rest when it comes to putting up the numbers as well in this department. But yeah, today it surely is going to be interesting to see Bondev just getting the support he needs, and on top of that support, just capitalizing that and getting himself some frags as well on the board. Really looking forward to seeing him on the MVP standing soon as well. Whereas if Cactus is concerned, I guess that guy, he sort of has been consistent enough. He has been on the MVP standings since week number 1, if I'm not wrong. And despite him not playing most of the match in Team Fangs. Yeah, Team Fangs, they kind of keep changing in and around their players a little bit. So Cactus was kind of absent. And it's interesting to see Cactus still maintaining that spot,
Mhm.
right, in the MVP standings. Uh, Despite the fact that he's not playing each and every game coming in from the side of Team Fang. So that is something to be, appreciated for when it comes to Cactus and his proficiency in terms of the shrine department as well. But yeah, with that, the player spotlight is done and dusted. You guys saw both of these star-studded teams and their players. Let's quickly jump in towards the map veto and figure out what exactly are going to be the maps that are going to be played in the specific best of three. And we have got Ascent, followed by Haven, and the decider is going to be Split. Well, quickly, thoughts on the specific map veto aggressive?
In my eyes, this is kind of a little bit iffy. These you need to consider something. Team Fangs, they are extremely dangerous on Ascent. And when it comes down to Haven, I would say a little bit more leniency can go down towards the side of Kuchbi. So, in my eyes, map number one being Ascent picked by Kuchbi is a little bit of a question mark. But at the same time, I understand they want to try and take the home ground of Team Fangs and then crush them there as they go into their own home turf onto the side of Haven. Things could work out in their favor, but at the same time, this map veto screen looks a little bit too dangerous in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that Kuchbi are pretty good when it comes down to the map of Ascent and Haven, I do think so that Team Fangs are going to have a bit of a problem. But at the same time, we know how good Team Fangs are, right, on the map of Haven as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what exactly is going to happen. Split, on the other hand, is a completely different ball game altogether. So, question to you, Wayne, what do you think about the decider map that is split, and how do you think that both of these teams are going to fare against each other in that map?
Like, although I'm hoping that Kuchbi is gonna be bringing their team coordination together, I feel like Split is I'm gonna be a little leaning over towards Team Fangs because like I said before, they're really good individual players, and Split being a really close range map, I feel like they're gonna be going in individually and getting like multiple frags. And honestly, that is going to be breaking the confidence just a little bit on the side of Kuchbi. So if that happens, I feel like this is going to be a clean sweep from Team Fans. But then again, I'm waiting for Kuchbi to come up with come through with that uppercut, that surprise kick, the one that Fangs wasn't expecting, but the one that nobody would be expecting. But Kuchbi might just come in and just prove us all wrong.
All right, then. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the map veto coming in from this specific best of three matchup. We got some interesting and spicy maps in there, and I guess both of these teams are going to be absolutely ready to rock and roll it in the server. And I'm pretty sure that our casters, Aggressive and Quaint, they both are going to be very, very excited as well, jumping straight into the map of Ascent. So we're going to be doing that after taking a short break. We are going to be jumping straight into the match as well with our casters, Aggressive and Quaint. They're going to be walking you through this entire match. But before that, a small message from our sponsors, and then we are going to be diving straight into the match. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We are going to be right back with the match.
There's 3 things you didn't know about me. First thing is that I wanted to be a singer before I got into hardcore gaming. The second thing is that I'm extremely introvert in real life. Unlike on streams, I'm not at all an extrovert. The third thing is that I run at my place before an official match to release my stress.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. On the caster desk this time around, it's going to be me, your boy Aggressive, joined by Quaint, as we are ready to bring you this matchup for the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen. So let's head over to the map video screen and talk a little bit more in depth and try and bring out a couple of more lights from what we said back in the analyst test for the map of Ascend in particular. And now, Quaint, I'm going to ask you this question. What kind of strategies can we expect coming out from both of these teams considering the new meta?
Honestly, it's going to be a really, really confusing sort of situation where most of the team players are just going to be ready in the buy round, and they're just going to be like, you know, we've got all the money, and just at the last second, they're going to be like, wait, we actually don't have the money. So we're going to see, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a lot of confusion coming in from both sides. But then again, it has been a day or two, so they might have had a little bit of a chance to, you know, reconcile, understand what's going wrong, understand what has changed, the entire change in meta. Not enough time, but it still is enough to like give them a little bit of a push, a little bit of an edge. So nonetheless, talking about the map selection though, Ascend, like you said before, this is a really dominant map for Team Fangs. So honestly, I feel like they're gonna be really, really aggressive, really, you know, explosive, pushing down sites even when they're in defense, and they're honestly going to be trading and like getting those frags. So this is going to be a really fun match to watch, and I feel like Fangs is going to be super, you know, explosive today. But then Kuchbi could honestly just bring in the storm, and they could just bring the hammer down and show everyone that we're wrong and that Fangs is going to be taking a step back. So I'm waiting for that to come in.
Pretty much anything could happen at this stage because Ascend is a map where you can't really predict which team can always come out on top. And every single time we have tried to predict what happened in this map in particular, every single time, either it's a caster's curse or it's probably Assassin doing something that we don't even know. Like, we know for a fact that his caster's curse is even bigger than my caster's curse. But he called that, hey, this team is going to win on the map of Ascend. There's no way there's no way possible for a possible comeback. And then suddenly the team comebacks from a 10-6 down to a 12-10. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's happening. Moving on down forward, anything can happen. That's just as I said. It could be they have a really good chance of winning out in this map in particular if they're able to punish a lot of the mistakes that could be coming on down from the side of Team Fangs. And this time around in this new patch, if you make a lot of these mistakes, it's even more costly because you're wasting a lot of utility and you need to be very careful when trying to use your own utility to bait out other forms of utility. Previously in Valorant, it was always a game about utility. How much utility will you invest to try and bait out even more utility coming on down from the side of your opponents? And now this time around, it's pretty much the same game, but you need to be worried about how much utility you are investing as well. Because if you invest too much, yes, maybe you get the site. Yes, maybe you are able to get the plan down, but you're probably not going to have enough money to go in for proper buys in the following round if you don't manage the amount of armor that you have and also the utility that you're using in conjunction with that. Everything is a resource now, and if you're not able to control how much resource you are actually using on the top of the map, you're pretty much gonna throw away the entire round, even if you win it out in the long.
And honestly, I really feel bad for most of the Breach players out there because honestly, you remember how whenever somebody picks a Breach on any map, you expect like a fireworks show, honestly, because your screen is just gonna be flash and it's gonna be white most of the time. Now it's gonna be a really sad moment for all of the Breach mains out there who are gonna be coming out. they're gonna be like, you know what, I've got this, and in that insanely confident Reach voice, the character is gonna be coming out, and then in the last second, they're just gonna see that their flashes are not there. It's gonna be super confusing all around. But because of that being super confusing, I feel like it's gonna tip the balance for Fangs just a little bit, because since they're really good at their raw aim, they're gonna be taking more of aim fights and less of utility usage, because they're not gonna have enough money to cope with that. And I feel like Kuchbi honestly has to bring that economy understanding into the game here to beat Fangs. And if they do, this is gonna be one for the books, like you said.
That is for sure. But moving on down, it seems that the agent select screen is going to be quite similar to what we had in the previous meta, with actually the Killjoy coming on through. That's like the biggest question mark in my eyes, because Killjoy in this current meta is not that powerful, and Cypher is absolutely broken. Like, not gonna lie, Cypher is probably the most broken character in this entire game, primarily because of one thing. The Jet can no longer break its tripwires when she tries to dash through them, basically meaning that those tripwires need to be broken by an enemy, and if you place those tripwires light at ankle level, there's no way that they can break it without them dying out in the process as well. Normally, you will always rely on the Jet to go in for the first initial entry with the dash to try and catch someone with that tripwire, but now that she can no longer break it, things are just going to get a lot more interesting, and it feels as though both of these teams are opting to go in for much more of the comfort play style instead of trying to pick up that Cypher that would have given them a little bit of an edge. But at the same time, it's going to be the map of Ascent. We know how strong the lockdowns are, and we know how good these players are in using those specific abilities coming on down from the side of the Killjoy. But at the same time, the biggest difference here for the side of Team Fangs is Smoka is actually playing the Killjoy.
Wow.
Not a Jet.
I honestly did not see that coming. I was honestly hoping Smoka's going to be playing that Jet as usual. But no, Cactus is just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be fragging this match. So he's just going to be coming out with his Jet gameplay. And like I told Assassin a million times before, Jet has become kind of a staple of all games. Be it tournaments, be it competitive matches, Jet has become a staple. And you've honestly heard of all of those Jet insta-lockers. So it's going to be interesting to see how Cactus is going to be fragging in this game, for that matter. But nonetheless, we are going to be heading straight into the first round of the match, as the attackers are going to be spread out just a little bit. And they're not going to be aggressing that hard so far. They're just feeling each other out. They're feeling how the teams are going to be playing. However, Fangs is being a little bit of a good boy right now. They're not pushing that hard. They're just holding their corners. They know that this is going to be counting, and this is going to be a high-stakes match. So they're just going to be playing it super slow. That aggressive push from the attackers does come in. Pasha is going to be all the way into sight, but he has to get a few frags to make it count for his team, and he does exactly that. Bondev tries to capitalize on that too, but he fails. Kohli, however, takes advantage of that and takes 2 clean off the map. 3v4 situation at 50 seconds on the clock already. The bomb and the spike is not in their possession, and they honestly have to get it in. Meow coming in with a beautiful tap play on B2, and Pokey gets another on Kohli. The last kill, the kill on Maverick is going to be coming from Meow with a beautiful aim positioning over there. Loving what's going on so far.
It's just getting really spicy right at the very beginning stages of this matchup. Cactus, last member remaining, wants to go in for a couple of taps for himself. Tags down Pasha really low, but he's low himself as well. And with that, the entirety of Kuchbi, they're like, nah, I don't need to go in for a peek. I'm going to play it slow. I'm going to play it systematically. Use a turret for backup. And with that beautiful plays coming on down from all of the members of the side of Kuchbi, they started off the things with a bang, and they're able to make things work out in their favor. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Kuchbi, they take the first round on the board in their favor, and with this, they're gonna be really happy to say the very least.
Honestly, Fangs has to understand that they can kind of go in for their aggressive play style this time. Although they know that they have failed on that multiple times where they underestimate the enemies, and it's good that they're feeling it out and they're feeling at how Team Kuchbi is gonna be playing. I feel like this is a match in which they are supposed to be aggressive. Let's see if they're going to be doing that, as the second round is going to be coming into play. A little bit of information is going to be tried to be taken by Meow over there with that turret, but I'm not sure if that turret has been placed properly though. The counter turret is going to be taken out, and B2 knows that there is going to be a player there. It looks like everybody is going to be clumped towards B side, which is kind of dangerous, and that's exactly what I mean, because B2's aim is godlike, and he takes Meow clean off with that Sheriff. One tap. Smoka takes second kill, and 2v4 situation already not looking really good for Team Kuchbi right now, because they are down on the player count. 3v4 situation and 1 minute on the clock, and they have the spike in their hands, which is kind of a good thing. But then Cactus is going to be coming in with that flank. It is going to be a little hectic right now, aggressive, but I'm not sure. Honestly, Kuchbi could take this round.
It's possible, but at the same time, it's going to be super difficult because considering all the HP numbers from the side of Team Fangs, they're in a lot more of an healthier spot than pretty much anyone else. And with B2, it's feeling himself with that share of that much. This is just going to get even more dangerous. It's going to be a fast on peak going on through, but B2 a little bit too aggressive. No one was up there to go in for that trade. Pasha gets another kill from the silence as well. And once again, they're falling into that trap. But this time around, it's going to be Maverick and Cactus being the dynamic duo to take down 2 almost instantly. And with that, they're going to be opting to go in for a couple of shots for themselves. Pasha's going to be able to get that first initial kill down on the Cactus. And with this, Maverick, he needs to go in for a massive clutch for himself as well. Pasha going in for a peek left, Pasha going in for a peek right, and Pasha with a wide swing to end everything off. Beautiful plays from the side of Pasha Sahil, ladies and gentlemen. With that, 0-2 on the scorecards. And even though it was such a sticky situation, they were able to come out on top. But at the same time, wait, you do need to remember, that was an eco round coming out from the side of Team Fangs, and they got a ton of value in that one particular eco.
Honestly, so that's a really good eco round coming in from Fangs over there. But then at the same time, I want to commend Team Kuchbi on how quickly they rotated and how quickly they thought on their feet, which is something that you need in matches like these. Fangs, however, seems to be just shaking out the dust off their bones just a little bit. They're just warming up right now. So I'm feeling like there's going to be super explosive towards the mid round, the middle of the game. But nonetheless, this match is going to be with everybody, all the attackers just pumping towards A side, because they're not, they're realizing that B is going to be super hard to enter into. Like, then again, since Ascend is a really defender-sided map, and B side is really hard to take, A would be the wise choice, and that is exactly what Team Kuchbi is going to be going for, and Bond does get the first kill on Smoke. Honestly, the confidence-bringing kill, that is what I'm going to call it. And Kasha with a beautiful uptrap and Blade Storm kill on Maverick, bringing it down to a 3v5 situation, my bad. 3v5 situation already. Fangs is looking a little shaky on their knees, but it's Coley, Cactus, and as I'm going to be saying, B2 is going to be taken out by Juven. It's just Coley and Cactus, but then again, we know how good these fraggers are. We know how good these star fraggers can be, but it's still a 2v5 situation. They should probably go in for that save. That is not what they're going to be doing, because we know Fangs, they're confident, a lot confident, and that is going to be paying off because Cactus gets a beautiful tap on Pasha. Maybe is he going to be getting a second? No, it's going to be dashing out and hoping for Coley to get another, which is what he does, and damages their economy just a little bit. They're going to be falling right now because they know they don't have the time, but a good round coming in from both teams so far. Aggressive, beautiful playstyles coming in from both sides. What do you think?
My eyes, this round really should have gone in the favor of the side of Team Fangs, but it felt as though the aggression was just not there when it came down to for the trade side. Because yes, they were aggressive, but they were individually aggressive. Once again, they're falling into that trap. And if they continue to do this, things are just going to get a lot more harder in the long run. So at this stage, for the side of Team Fangs, I'm really hoping that they take a deep breath, maybe take a tactical pause and try and get down together on the same page. Because now is the place where the economy are not at its finest. It's either go big or go home here, because they're going to get forced onto an eco if they're not able to win out here and bond them. He spots out Maverick, and he's going to be the one to get that first initial kill down onto him. Maybe Juven's going to be the one getting handed down by Cactus as well. Spots out the head, but the shots just are not going to be there. Instead, it's going to be Juven with a beautiful counter strafe to take down Cactus. And with that, I think it's already over. Colin may be able to get one kill, but if he's not able to get a second, things are going to be looking dark for the side of Team Fangs.
Honestly, and it is still spread out, and the attackers have not made the commit so far. Kuchbi is still feeling Team Fangs out. They're not really sure where everybody's placed, so they have to take it a little slower. Pasha knows that that corner is going to be held by someone, but no, he looks away at the wrong time, leaving B2 to get that kill onto Pasha. Is he going to be able to get a second? He has to be a little aggressive right now because his teammates are not with him. 3v3 situation could go to any side. Coley is going to try to get that kill, but he whiffs, but he manages to get Meow though. That is going to give him a little bit of an advantage, but what? That lag comes in, and Pokey is just going to go down because of a lag coming in from inside. Really, really unfortunate. And honestly, that was a really easy kill for Pokey because Coley lagged. I mean, Coley was out of bullets. He couldn't really do anything in that scenario right there, but unfortunately, Pokey is going to be lagging out. Does cost him his life. All down to Juven to clutch or save this round. I feel like he should be going for that save, but no, he knows that they're there. Shock Dart is going to be coming in, and 11 seconds on the clock, aggressive. This is not going to be a round that Juven is going to be winning out, but still, he can do a little more damage at least, and that is exactly what he tries, but he just finds himself a few bullets short of that headshot.
Well, Well, no harm, no foul, but at the same time, I think that the Valorant gods were like, "Holy, don't worry, we got you, my man, we got you. I know you whipped a couple of shots at the very beginning, so I'm gonna make things a little bit easier for you. I'm gonna lag him out, send him back down forward. They're gonna be able to get their first star on the board. In a very unfortunate incident, to say the very least, because I think that if Pokies was in that situation, he should have been easily be able to get that
True.
kill, take it down to a 2 versus 2, and then it could have been a possible round for the side of Kuchbi. But now, moving on down forward, it seems as though that Team Fangs, they have tasted victory, let it be in a very unconventional fashion. They still have tasted victory. So now, with this, they should be able to snowball it down forward into a lot more rounds in particular. Because now, at this stage, I'm really looking to see when the operator is going to come out from the side of Cactus. Because we know for a fact how dangerous Cactus is with just a rifle in his hand, but when he has an operator, he's on a completely another.
You are absolutely right. So when that operator is going to be coming out and when he gets enough money to do that, that is going to be super fun to watch. Because Team Kuchbi is going to be pushed back just a little bit. They have to be a little scared because his Cactus we're talking about, we know how good his aim can be. So you're not wrong at all. Once that operator does come out from the side of Team Fangs from Cactus, it's going to be a beautiful fireworks display. But then again, I love how Team Kuchbi is holding their own. They're holding their strategies. They know exactly what they're doing, and their communication is on point today. They know exactly where they have to go, where they have to look. They're not double peeking. They're not, giving away too much information. They're taking just the right amount of information, and I feel like that is why they're winning so far. But then again, 4 rounds on the board so far, so we don't really know where it's gonna go. But so far, so good. I mean, look at Team Kuchbi. They're looking super good right now. And Pasha, Juven, with those beautiful, their aims are just popping off. Their crosshairs are just landing exactly where they should be, and it is giving them the advantage that they need. Fangs honestly has to recuperate. They have to understand what's going wrong. They have to understand that they are playing just a little bit disconnected, and they have to capitalize on that, understand that, work on that. And if they can do that, I think that Fangs is to be bringing it all back.
I completely agree with you there, Fangs. Their problems that they had previously are showing up once again, but at the same time, they are a team that takes a little while to wind on up, but as soon as they wind it up properly, they just release the heat down on the side of their opponents. And we know for a fact that Team Fangs, when it comes down to their defensive side, they're not the strongest teams, and when it comes down to their attacking side, yeah, it's just a literal switcheroo. You turn the book upside down, and that's what the side of Team Fangs is pretty much. They will just run you down no matter what happens in a lot of their engagements. And moving on down forward, I'm really hoping to see that's what they are planning on doing, because at the bare minimum of 5 rounds on their own defensive side really won't hurt them. It will give them a best possible chance to keep things going on their end. And also that's going to be a good side for the side of Team Kuchbi as well, because on a 7-5 scoreline, they have that leeway of losing out on that piss round if they're not able to keep up with the aggression coming on down from the side of Team Fangs, adapt themselves and understand what they need to do to go in for a couple of these proper engagements in the long run. But now this time around, feels as though Maverick, his spider senses were tingling, went in for a shock dart, and it does a tiny little bit of chip damage, to say the very least, on both Meow and Bondev. So they're going to be hurting when it comes down to the terms of their armor, but at the same time, they need to be careful, because Maverick, we know for a fact how strong his defensive hold can be if anyone tries to push him out of the blue like that.
Honestly, and off to a really slow start, Aggressive, because that is not something we were seeing so far. Team Kuchbi is understanding that they're being a little too aggressive. Although they're getting a few rounds, they're being a little too aggressive, so they're going to be slowing it down just a teeny tiny bit, letting Fangs feel a little confident. And like I said, Pasha is going to be holding that aggressive corner, but no, he's going to be spotted out by Maverick and gets taken down. But Juven is going to be there to help his teammate out and is going to be taking the trade. Cactus over here, hungry for some kills, is going to be holding tree room. Doesn't really get that opportunity because nobody's going to be peeking. That first peek, however, is going to be coming in from A lobby as Juven is going to be peeking and taking B to clean down. 3v4 situation already. Fans again looking a little iffy. Oh no, that was a really bad push coming from Bond, but then Cactus is going to be capitalizing on that and getting on Thunder. Blazer gets a third, tries to go for it, but and gets the fourth on Bond though. Beautiful round coming in from Cactus. This is exactly what we were looking to see. This is what you were talking about, Aggressive. That explosive play and that beautiful aim coming in from Cactus. Amazing round by Fangs.
No business winning this round whatsoever. It felt as though there was a massive disconnect of communication coming on down from the side of Team Kuchbi, because yeah, that should not have happened whatsoever.
Should not have pushed the smoke.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, yeah, it's fine that Bonif was trying to push through the smoke with the run it back. He wanted to get some information because what can he do inside of the site? There's not much that he can do, but I don't think that anyone from his team really heard the call that, hey, Cactus is pushing through the smoke. Someone needs to watch that smoke. And with that, it was already over. Pasha, he tried to go in solo towards the side of Catwalk. Not gonna be able to find out much. Smoker gets another kill down on the Bond Dev, and I think things are already over. Pokies holding on down from the back end of this A side, trying to see if Meow can make that rotation happen and get herself inside of the side. See the very least and maybe get that spike plant down at the bare minimum, because if they're able to get the spike plant, things are just gonna be so much more better for them. Pokies is gonna be good for one though, with that cherub in his hand, but is that all that he can do? Maybe if he gets one more kill, things are gonna be a lot more better for their end. It's gonna be Pokies with a second. He's trying to look for a third. He's not gonna be able to find it. He doesn't have enough bullets. He's going to left. He's jiggling it right, and there's not really a lot of time. V2 is gonna be able to shut down one more, and with that, things are already over. Pokies holding on down from the back end, but Pokies is actually gonna be good for 3 instead. And maybe for a possible clutch as well. 7 HP and a dream. Will he be able to find it? But yeah, B2, he's already ready. He's gonna be able to get that kill down on the poke. He's taking one down out, but this was such an expensive round for the side of Team Fangs as well. Them losing out on 3 players to a 7 HP player from the side of Team Kuchbi. Things are gonna be working out in their favor, but not so much in the long run as well.
Exactly, and we can that goes to show Pokey is a god when it comes down to his aim, and honestly, it's really up to him to just do the entry fragging. As even though he's an Astra, he's really good with his aim. But the problem here was he didn't have a lot of HP to go on anyway. But the thing is, Fangs, however, is really disjointed. The way that Pokey took down so many kills, that wasn't supposed to happen. Fangs is just a little too disjointed with their gameplay style, and that is honestly costing them a lot of lives, and that is also costing them a lot of economy at that aggressive. And if they're gonna be continuing to do that, it is gonna be really detrimental to them. So they should honestly stop just a little bit and just understand where they're going wrong. Nonetheless, 7th round on the board is going to be coming into play right now. Super slow peaks. Nobody's going to be giving out any information so far. Meow is going to be taking out that all drone to save herself from being spotted out. However, that information has gone out. They don't yet know how many are going to be on B. Little do they know how many people are actually going to be clumped in towards B. It is looking like an aggressive push that is going to be coming in towards B side. A good astral gravity pull coming in, and that is going to be what Smoka is going to be capitalizing on. Takes Meow 16k to lean off the slate. 4v5 situation already, and Fangs is beginning to understand. They're beginning to believe aggressive. They know what they're doing wrong, and they're going to be playing it out just a little bit slower. Coley is holding an aggressive angle at it. I don't think that's something that he should be doing, because that can be sprayed down. And that is exactly what is going to be happening, but he's not going to be losing any damage. He knows the risks though, so he's going to be falling back. Bond going in for an aggressive peek, but gets taken out instantly. Pokey is going to be going in for a hero gameplay again, but no, it is not going to be working out. Down to the last player on the board, aggressive, and that also is going to be going down to B2. 4th round on the board for Team Fangs. Good communication, good coordination so far, but I feel like their synergy is lacking just a little bit, and that is what Kuchbi can be capitalizing on. Aggressive.
In my eyes, it feels as though this is like a complete switcheroo for the side of Team Fangs. I didn't expect them to play so well together when it came down to that quadruple peak down towards the side of P-Long. The utility usage was on point, the crosshair placement was on point, and the crossfires were absolutely beautiful. None of the members of the side of Team Fangs even opted to go in for a single swing without any form of a double peak or some utility being invested to make that peak very much easier down for their side. That's what I love coming out from them. And with this first initial 100 speed coming on down from the side of Maverick, they have all the information in the world. They know for a fact that none of the members of the side of Team Kuchbi are holding on down towards that A side. And with that first initial peak now in their favor, the Astral Wall does go on through, but so much utility is also being invested by Foley to try and slow down the push for as long as they possibly can. But with this, it's gonna be quite an easy pickup, but Pokies, he just peeks it straight with a smoke. He's gonna be able to get that first initial pickup, and with that Bondef, he does find his second, and B2, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has nowhere to run, he has nowhere to hide, but both Cactus and B2 are able to survive, to say the very least, and with this, be able to make this push happen. No guns in their favor. B2 causing a lot of damage down towards the back end of side. If he gets his versatile kill down on the pokies, that's all that he's gonna need to get that Empress online, get that versatile 150 HP in his favor. The raid boss is now through, ladies and gentlemen. One on the left, one on the right, and the raid boss on the back end. It's gonna be coming on through. It's gonna be Juven on the sidelines. Cactus, he gets one more kill. Juven's gonna be able to shut down one more. And from the sidelines, Pasha, he needs to try to survive. If he dies out here, it's already over. Pasha's gonna be going in left. Pasha's gonna be going in right. Pasha's making the difference for his team. Juven kills him out with a shock dart, but more than enough time has already passed. B2, his feelings just got toyed with by both Pasha and Juven.
Honestly, that was a really beautiful round coming in from Kuchbi over there. That Cosmic Divide was precisely positioned. And Ascend is a kind of map which is so lateral that once you put that Cosmic Divide aggressive, you never know which side is going to be taken. So Fangs was left a little hanging over there because they didn't know exactly which side it was going to be taken. But once they realized that it was going to be the B side, they had to rotate all the way back and they gave it their all. B2 coming in with a beautiful aim work over there, honestly gave us the show that we were expecting, but that was just lacking just a little bit because they're again, synergy is something that is lacking like a little bit. The communication does come in, they know where they are, but look at that. Kuchbi is really good together, and that is what I'm loving about our gameplay so far right now, which is why it's going to be a really neck and neck match of raw aim gameplay. Oh, speaking of aim gameplay, Cactus is going to get 2 with 1 right click, another try, but then that is going to fail, but he gets a kill nonetheless. His teammates are going to be capitalizing on that and gets the remaining kills down for him, bringing the 5th round onto the board for Team Fangs. Again, a really explosive round, but then again, it's Cactus we were talking about. We know how he good is on that Blade Storm, and we all got to see how good he could possibly be.
Once again, a little bit of fast rush coming on down from the members of Kuchbi. A little bit too quick. They needed to play for map control. They needed to try and play it slow, because if you try to rush a team that are the kings of rushes, you're gonna be in a world of hurt if you're not careful. And that's exactly what happened here. They tried to rush Cactus when he had an operator in his hand. He's gonna be able to shut down one. He's gonna be good for 2 pretty much, for damn sure, because he has those knives in his hand. That's what's gonna shut down quite a lot. Cactus tries to go in for that shot. He's not gonna be able to find it though, but gets a little bit of information to say the very least. 2 members are gonna be holding down from the top inside of mid. And with this eco round now going on through B2, he goes in for an easy kill down from the side of Cadwell, being able to shut down Juven. And with that, things are quite dark already, but Pasha, he could be that difference maker that they need for the other side. Oh yeah.
That was a beautiful tap coming in from Pasha as Blade Storm's out and he's hungry for more. And he's going to show Cactus that you're not the only Jet on the map who can play the Blade Storm. Pasha is going to be hungry and searching for a few more kills. Kohli, however, over here clearing out 3 room, trying to find out how many exactly are going to be positioned where he has to be giving out that information to his teammates. Otherwise, it's going to be a super hard round for Fangs to bring in because it's down to the man advantage right now because 3v4 on the board right now. The bomb plant has come in and they have to move a little faster. Smoka and Kohli are going to be in 3 room and they have to get a move going on because they don't have a lot of time. The attacker and the defender Killjoy lockdowns are going to be coming in at the same time, and Pokey is going to be taken off guard. That kill is going to be coming in. This looks like it could be a round for Fangs because that Cosmic Divide is going to be coming in from Kohli over there, beautifully positioned and capitalized on by Kohli himself. The god, the man, the myth, the legend gets 3 kills instantaneously, bringing the 6th round onto the board for the side of Team Fangs. Again, look at that. I was not expecting that because Fangs is honestly bringing that synergy back aggressive. This is what I was saying that this is what they're lacking, but they're bringing it back. They know what's going wrong and they decided to, you know, fix it, which is why we're seeing these beautiful plays coming out from Team Fangs.
It's absolutely incredible the way that Team Fangs are able to coordinate a lot of their pushes and a lot of their retakes like this, using all of their utility together to try and get these round wins instead of playing for those frags. And immediately you can see a lot more of that utility being used so beautifully as well, because consider something. It was Kohli using the Astral Wall, yes, but you also need to consider what Cactus was doing as well. Every single time he missed a shot, or if his teammate was actually trying to go in for a proper defuse, Cactus was constantly reapplying the smoke. So even if Pasha came out down from the side of the heavens and tried to go in for a kill with his Blade Storm, there is no way he's gonna be able to find that kill, because through that smoke, you need to get super lucky to get that first initial headshot kill if you are able to get away with, like, you know, updrafting straight through an astral, a Cosmic Divide. It's going to be quite difficult in the long run. And with this Team Fangs, the team playing coordination, and when it comes down to the utility usage, is on point. So for the side of Team Kuchbi, they don't really have a lot to exploit. They need to bring in their own strategies and they need to adapt to the strategies being put on from the side of Team Fangs, because Team Fangs, they feel like a completely different team. And this is something that I didn't even expect coming out from them.
Honestly, Chris, you're not wrong, because I knew that there was going to be a little bit of an internal turmoil coming from the side of Team Fangs, but they're looking so strong right now that it is impossible to say that this is Team Fangs. Yes, I know that I did say that they're really good individually, they play super individually, but that individual aim prowess and that individual game knowledge is going to be brought together, and they're going to be playing as a team, which is just beautiful to watch, because Team Fangs has such good potential, aggressive, and that was honestly being wasted. But yeah, and Maverick, look at Maverick over there with a beautiful shock dart coming in, does do a little bit of damage, and the round is going to be off to a really slow start because the attackers know that they cannot be aggressive anymore. No pun intended. Nonetheless, it is looking like it is going to be an A push. However, Bonf is going to be like just holding that corner, waiting for Fangs to push because they know that Fangs are going to be super aggressive. But at the same time, Fangs have learned from their mistake and they're not going to be any aggressive anymore, which is very detrimental to the side of Kuchbi, because they're hoping for Team Fangs to be aggressive, because if they don't, they have no choice. They have to aggress. That is exactly what is going to happen as 30 seconds come down on the clock. The Cactus is going to be getting the first kill, and his teammate is going to be capitalizing on that, gets a second. The 3v4 situation already has one kill already has come out from the side of Kuchbi. But that smoke was beautifully put in position, and Pasha capitalizes and gets the kill on Maverick. 1v2 situation and not a lot of time left on the clock. Pokey does have the spike, but he has to do something, because 10 seconds left on the clock and Smoka is holding a really aggressive angle. All he has to do is push onto the side and just... that is gonna be an AF moment for Pokey again, as he lags out at the most crucial moment. And like, honestly, there's nothing else that I can say other than that is a really bad F moment, aggressive, because that just, it's like a hashtag feels bad, man.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt for the side of Kuchbi because once again, Pokey's down in a 1 versus 2 situation. But at the same time, you gotta say, like, yeah, he couldn't have done much there as well. Like, even if he tried, maybe he could have gotten 1 kill, but immediately he would have gotten traded on out, or Colin could have just run away down to the other side of the map because he didn't really have enough time to go in for a proper plan. So in the long run, no harm, no foul. But at the same time, we wanted to see a couple of tries maybe coming out from Pokies. Maybe he would have pulled off a miracle. Maybe a rabbit would have come out of his hat pretty much. But it seems as though Bonf, he's gonna be the one to pull a rabbit out of his hat. A beautiful double kill coming on down from him with the running back going on through. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the push is already going on through. Cactus, he's not gonna be able to hit that shot as well. And with this, Kuchbi, with their fast rush going on down, they're going to be able to shut everything down coming on down from the side of Team Fangs. And with this, this could work out in their favor, but Khalil, he's too smart. He hears the sound coming out from Pasha, and he's going to be able to tag him on down. Beautiful shots, and Khalil, he's really excited. He's like, yeah, I'm the better boy. I'm the better player here. Sit down. You're not going to get in front of me.
And yeah, the cost of the Astral Divide, the Cosmic Divide is going to be coming in, but let's see if they're going to be able to capitalize on that. But Coley, with 1 magazine, that is all the guard needs, and he managed to get 2 kills. 2v2 situation, aggressive. The bomb plant has gone down. Not a lot of time left for the side of Team Fangs, but Joven is going to be playing on his ult, and he knows where the plant is going to be going down, and he's going to be able to get that kill. But then Fangs, being the smarter players that they are going to be tapping it out at that. It's going to be a clutch coming from Smoka. Beautifully half. Like, honestly, aggressive. That was amazingly played by Fangs. He knew that he was gonna die, but nonetheless, he went in for that half defuse because he just had to get it in for his team, and that is what Coley's gonna be capitalizing on, and that is gonna be giving the 8th round onto the board. Amazing team play coming in from Fangs right now, aggressive.
What is this? The individual play, the team play. Colin, you're toying with my feelings. There is no way you did this. You got the first initial kill straight through the wall with no form of information than just a sound. Beautiful wall bang coming on through down on the Pasha. Takes him out, jumps on top of the generator, gets 2 kills, 1 under hell, 1 near the staircase, and then immediately pops the ultimate. Was not able to block out the sound completely. Juven took him out with the 100 speed, but Smoka, he heard the call. He knew for a fact it was half diffused. Easily went behind the wall and just went in for the rest of that diffuse. Beautiful team play, beautiful coordination, good communication, but at the same time, really good luck as well. Because you know for a fact that 0.5 seconds, yeah, you can't communicate that properly. You can't communicate that properly.
I swear, aggressive. And on that same note, we are going to be going into halftime 8-4. Now, the thing is, aggressive, I have a friend who believes in the power of 8-4. with it, where like he says that every time it comes down to an 8-4 situation on the scoreboard, there's a high possibility of the chance of a comeback. So whoever's on that 4 scoreboard is going to be making a comeback. But I also believe that it should be 8-4, with 8 being on the side of whichever side the defense is on, or whichever side is going to be favored by the map. This is the exact opposite equation. It's 8-4 with 8 on the scoreboard for the defense side when Fangs goes on the defense, and it's going to be 8 on the scoreboard when they're on the attack. So it's looking like it's going to be really good for Fangs, but at the same time, as I'm going to be saying that, Pasha is going to be getting a kill on B2, 4v5 situation, and not a lot of time left on the clock. I'm not really sure what Fangs is going to be doing here. Still spread up. They still have the spike in their control, but they have to get a move going on. They're not doing anything at all. Cactus is going to be traded, like tagged really hard, 17 HP on his body right now. Pasha, along with his teammate over there, are going to be getting a couple of kills down. 2v5 situation, not a really good round coming in from Fangs over there, although this is the first round of the second half. Not that great of a round coming in from Fangs. Aggressive. I don't know what went wrong there, but Fangs just broke down for a second for the first round of the second half. I don't know what happened there.
I feel as though they were just being a little bit too slow, and
Way too slow.
yeah, they were being way too slow, and this is not what their identity really showcases about them, because they're a team that love to be explosive. They are a team that love to go in willy-nilly together down onto one single side and to just completely rush their opponents down with their raw mechanical potential. The fact that they were not really going for that, they were playing it slow, they were trying to play for picks, not really working out in their favor, because when you're trying to play for picks, right, you need to be on close terms with pretty much everyone. You need to play with the buddy system, send 2 players down onto every single side when you're trying to play slow on, get that level of information, get that level of play in your favor to try and take as many rounds as get as many kills as possibly can, and then open up a side for your favor, communicate which side you want to go. And for the side of Team Fangs, they were not able to find any kills, no trades really came on through, so that really is going to hurt in the long run. But now this time around on their own eco round, Team Fangs, they're playing together, they're playing it slow. They want to see if any of the members of the side of Team Kuchbi want to go in for that first initial peak. Do they want to try and make that first initial mistake? And it's going to be Juven from the sidelines with Meow's turret as well. Trying to go in for a couple of plays, but Cactus, he just slammed down Juven straight in the face with that shorty. He's going to be able to take down 1. He's actually going to be good for 2 as well. And with this, side control has already been established, and this should be an easy plan coming on down from the side of Smoka. But it's not opting to go in for it. He's trying to play it slow. He's trying to play it systematically. And with this Cactus, he gets a beautiful headshot down on the 1. But that's pretty much it. He's not going to be able to find more than that. And the fact that Smoka didn't opt to go in for the plan, a little bit questionable, Wayne. Because at the bare minimum, maybe they would have gotten 300 credits in their back.
And with times being this dire aggressive, with the economy being super low and all the changes coming into the meta, I honestly think that they should have gone in for that bomb plan, because that teeny tiny bit of money that would have come out of their hands, that would have gone into their wallet, would have been really, really helpful for them. They should have honestly gone for that plan. You are not wrong. They should have done that. But then again, what I'm going to be talking about right now is how good Kuchbi is on the defense. Like I said before, that comeback could be coming in, because you could just see a team's true potential coming in from the other side. So you cannot really judge that quick just from one half. So honestly, it could be completely taken by Kuchbi too, because they're looking super strong on the defense right now. Their coordination is on point. They know where the rotates are coming in. And as I'm going to be topping that, Cactus is going to be tapping Pasha clean off the map. 4v5 situation and a lot of time left, but then still Fangs has to get a move going on, and that is exactly what they're going to be doing. Is Cactus is going to get a second kill onto Juven. Bondef, however, is going to be shutting that god down. He's going to be like, no, you're not going to be getting any more, and he's going to be taking Cactus out with the Spectre. 3v4 situation, aggressive, super slow so far, and not something that Fangs is known for. So they honestly have to maybe go back to their original game style. I know I've called them out for being aggressive way too much. And Pokey, however, is gonna be lagging out again, yet again. And that is really sad coming up from him, because he just lags out at the most inopportune moments. I'm not even sure what's happening.
No one's peeking him. Oh, now they peek
What?
him.
Oh, there we go. Nonetheless, 2v4 situation aggressive. What do you think is gonna be happening right now?
Left.
I just feel bad for Pokey at this stage. Like, at the same time, you want that Astro to be on the map as much as he possibly can, but at the same time, it feels as though the gods are favoring Team Fangs and the gods are not favoring Kuchbi this time around. It's gonna be Colin with 1 more kill down on the 1. Bondef's gonna be good for another bot. That's actually gonna be good for 2. Maybe he's gonna be able to get this clutch out for himself as well. Smoker is gonna be whipping out a couple of shots as well. The shots are gonna be raining on him, but Smoker, he's just barely able to survive. Uses the I don't know. I think my caster's curse is more powerful than God's will at this stage.
No, I don't believe that. But let's see. I'm not really sure. Pokey is just having a bad day. Like his network is not helpful at all aggressive. And yeah, we are probably gonna be going into a little bit of a tech pause there because Pokey is just gonna, probably just really quickly call up his ISP and go like, excuse me, I'm having a tournament right now. Can you like fix it really quick? So really bad luck coming from Pokey over there, and honestly, at the most inopportune moments, aggressive. Because even if it happens at the beginning of the round, that's fine. But during a 1v2 clutch aggressive, that just does not happen. I feel really bad for Pokey right now.
Yeah, you can feel bad for them, but at the same time, like, I guess it's an opportunity for Team Fangs to get themselves back on the board, stabilize themselves, and try and maybe, spice things up a little bit more, maybe get that double digits on their side to make that level of difference, to keep the side of Kuchbi on their toes. But now that their momentum has been broken, and after so many pauses, I always talk about this, that when you're on a tournament setting, whenever you're playing like this, you need to remember that, hey, I should not be taking as many pauses. Maybe 1 or 2 tactical pauses are fine, but when there are too many, you kind of break the flow of the entire match. Your team's not really going to be on the same page every single time. That's going to cause a lot of problems in the long run. So moving on down forward, I'm really looking to see how the side of Kuchbi are going to recover, because after so many pauses and so many technical difficulties, I feel as though Kuchbi, their mojo could be broken, and it could be the side of Team Fangs taking all the advantages for themselves and taking this win against their side.
Honestly, you're not wrong with the flow being broken over there, but at the same time, I'm loving what Kuchbi is bringing to the table because their communication is on point, their synergy is good, and I'm loving their coordinations that they're bringing so far because they're not going wrong. And honestly, I feel like just because of that one little thing, they're going to be picking things back up on the defense because some teams are just better on defense, and on a map like Ascent, you could be really biased. Each team could be super biased. Like Fangs is an aggressive team, and we know them for their plays on the attacker side. They're equally good on the defense. But at the same time, we don't know much about Kuchbi. So Kuchbi could just like pull a little bit of a Kuchbi on us and bring a really strong defensive game and show us how good their defense can be.
I completely agree with you. Pretty much anything is possible coming out from these teams, but at the same time, you need to remember that now Team Fangs, they're at the driver's seat, and when you consider the economy, it's going to be another eco round coming on through from the side of Team Kuchbi. So things in the long run, I'm really looking to see an operator finally coming on down from the side of Pasha a little bit sooner than later, because at this stage, the only way to stop a lot of these aggressive pushes or these slow pushes coming on down from the side of Team Fangs has to be that operator in the hands of Pasha. Pasha, he's such a dangerous player on that operator that he can completely change the flow of this entire matchup if he does play his cards properly. So with the operator now being 4,700 credits, it's a lot more easier to maintain as well in comparison to what it was before. So now moving on down, the real question is when that operator is going to be coming on through, because if it does not come on through down on that round after this, because with this round possibly going in the favor of the side of Team Fangs, because mind you, it feels as though could be their eco god sometimes. Things could go either way moving on down forward.
True. And speaking about the meta changes, I would like to point out the entire meta changes that are coming in for Astra right now. Because see, those astral stars are super, super important. And like, if you don't have enough money to buy those stars, you're basically broken. You're basically useless. But then again, I love how Kohli is being able to manage his economy so far. And he's getting the stars at the right time. He's getting the smokes out at the right time. But I'm talking about that. We're going to be seeing more of that as the timeout is going to be coming to an end. And off the bat, Joven is going to be trying to get a little bit of a cheeky bit of information. But I think that was a failed recon bolt coming from Joven. That kind of just bounced off at the wrong place over there. He's not going to be getting any information at all. Fangs, however, are planning on going in for a bit of a B commit. And that lockdown is going to be coming in from their side. And Kuchbi knows that that's going to be happening. The rotate is going to be coming in from their side, and they have to play it a little bit slower, maybe wait for the teammates to come in. However, speaking of slow, Cactus is going to do the opposite and get a beautiful tap on Bond, damaging their player base a little bit. 4v5 situation already. Juven is looking for that tap gameplay coming out because they don't have the guns on their advantage, but he's going to be getting that. Cactus is going to be going down to the hands of Juven with that beautiful sharp. And more kills are going to be coming in. Kuchbi is looking insane right now. B2 is going to be getting Pasha off the slate, but then 2v3 situation still. They could still pick up a gun right now and clutches out. And if they do that, I'm going to commend Kuchbi for it because this is a really hard run to pull up on an economy, budget economy, but then they're still going to be pulling it up. Kohli is going to be able to spray Meow out of that smoke, but Juven is going to be capitalizing on that. Annie is going to be waiting him out instantly. The last shot is going to be coming from Juven, but he doesn't really have the time to go in for the defuse. But he's still going to be desperately sticking to that because that is his last and only hope. And honestly, there's nothing much that he could have done. Juven is going to be a little bit disappointed because that was an insane economic force round coming in from Kuchbi over there because they didn't have the money to go in with an aggressive push, but they still brought out the sheriffs and they made them count aggressive.
Yeah, remember what I said before we even started this round, that considering the side of Kuchbi being absolute thrifty gods, yeah, they could pull out a round possibly, but at the same time, it felt as though it was a little bit too slow, but a very admirable effort and doing a lot, and I mean a lot of economic damage down towards the side of Team Fangs. All their members died on out. A lot of oil charges now going in the favor of the side of Team Kuchbi. So they're going to be really happy to say the very least because now Pasha, he pulled out that Blaze Storm and also a running back is available from the side of Bondef as well. So they can easily go in for a couple of aggressive plays if they want to. But at the same time, Kuchbi, they understand that, hey, we need to play it slow. We need to play it systematic. A little bit too much aggression will play into the hands of Team Fangs because they're the ones playing for picks right now. They're the ones not really going in aggressive. They're the ones playing it slow. So that's exactly what they're trying to do. Pasha and Poki's trying to hold down from the side of Garden, maybe find a couple of picks for themselves. Pasha spots out the first initial player. He wants to make this push happen, but not really anything is happening as of right now. They're playing it slow. Not really going pretty much anywhere, but with the clock ticking on down point, there's only 40 seconds left. They need to make the decision here, and they need to make it the decision now because feels as though Team Fangs are a little bit lost, and we know what happens when you spend too much time trying to run down this clock down to the last 30 seconds.
30 seconds
This
left.
is so not like Team Fangs because they're known for just pushing it aside and not giving a damn about what other people are going to be holding, and they clear out corners so beautifully. But as I'm talking about that, Kohli is going to be placing those stars beautifully just to capitalize on that. But Bond is going to be getting a one-tap on tact. I have no idea what happened there, guys. That was beautiful. However, Pasha is not out down for the count yet, and he's going to be getting Maverick clean off the slate again. 2v2, I mean 1v3 situation, my bad. Smoka, however, is desperate right now. He can't really do much. He has a gun, he has a phantom, but he does not have the time, and neither does he have the spike. He is probably going to try to get some exit frags, but none of the members of Team Kuchbi are going to be giving him that satisfaction. They're just going to be playing it super, just safe, keeping their guns to themselves and not giving any to Smoka at all. However, what was that shot coming in? Oh.
Yeah, he was stunned. He was stunned and he just tapped Cactus in the head. Bondef, he's just on another level. He's just on another level, that's for sure. Beautiful kill coming down from the side of Bondef. And once again, Team Fangs, a little bit too close for comfort. You cannot, and I mean you cannot run the clock down to the last 30 seconds. I always say this about every single team. Yes, the last 30 seconds can give you a lot of advantages, but not down in a 5 versus 5. If you're not able to get that first pick off in the initial 1 minute of a round, just give up on the fact of playing for the last 30 seconds. Opt to go in for a fast rush execute down at the 50-second or 40-second mark because you're gonna lose out on a lot of time unless you do that. And with this, at the bare minimum, Cactus, he's gonna be able to survive. But what are these shock darts from the side of Maverick? Juven, he gets sagged out to almost no HP whatsoever. But both of these sofas, they're just having a field day. Shock darts galore, and it's gonna be Juven on the receiving end. A lot of hurt, but at the same time, he dished out a lot of hurt as well.
Yeah, and the Hunter's Fury is going to be coming in, but no kills are going to be happening. Pasha, however, but that Operator is going to make it count and is going to kill. Smoka coming in with a flank, however, is going to get Pokey down for the count. Smoka is going to try to spray that down and give away information instead, and that is going to be super detrimental. But with that confusion, his teammates are going to be taking the side, and Maverick is going to be capitalizing on that confusion and gets Meow out. Pasha going in for another kill on Smoka. 3v3 situation, and then again, like you said before, Fangs is playing a bit too slow. They have to clear boathouse or Juven is going to be taking Maverick out. Another kill is going to be going out, and Juven is going to be taking advantage of the fact that Maverick looks around at the last second. But it's down to Kohli right now, and Aggressive, although he is down to 29 HP, we know what kind of a clutch god he is, and he could pull this round off. But we cannot be optimistic. That Jet is going to be holding that angle over there, and the sound has been given out. Kohli with the pistol in his hand has given out information, and he has to get the kill. Both are very low. He might be able to get both, but he has to make it a little faster, or Pasha is going to be taking in. But that confusion is what Bond is going to be taking advantage of, and comes in from behind and just does a cheeky little backstab. Unfortunate for Kohli, but a very, very valiant effort. And honestly, I tip my hat off to him. And really, if he could get that kill on Pasha, he might still have been able to make it, but really, really unfortunate. Good try there.
That was a really good try, but at the same time, that was way too close for comfort. I do believe that once again, Team Fangs, yeah, that could have worked out in their favor, but at the very end, it was just a little bit too slow, and Smoka kind of whiffed a couple of shots onto Pasha. If he got that kill down on the Pasha, things would have worked out in their favor, but hey, no harm, no foul. It's still a 10 and 8. The round favor, sorry, is still in the favor of the side of Team Fangs. So Fangs can just pick up from there. Team Fangs finally going to be able to go in for proper rise. They have everything that they want to try and go in for this execution. But at the same time, they do need to be careful, because now Bondef, he's going to be the one holding down towards the A side. And he is just so good when it comes down to his defensive holds, ladies and gentlemen. And Maverick also going for a push with that outrun. Maybe swat out a little bit of information to say the very least. But at the same time, Bondef used both of his flashes, and now he has nothing for this retake with the plan going on down through.
Honestly, and beautiful Astral Stars positioning coming in from Kohli over there does get his team a beautiful entry that they needed. But now it all comes down to the after plan positioning and whether, you know, Kuchbi can understand where they're going to be placed, so they have to push in as a team. If they don't, and if they give them individual fights, Fangs is going to be the better players, but they're really, really strong individual players, and I'm saying that V2 is going to be proving me right by getting 2 kills off the bat. 3v3 situation, Kuchbi has to get a good move going on. They are in the sight, but no, V2 is going to be backstabbing that and gets pokey. Kohli getting 2k over here. A beautiful shutdown coming in from that, from the side of Team Fangs over there. A beautiful shutdown on the rotate. A beautiful, beautiful shutdown on the entire retake that was being attempted by Team Kuchbi over there. Like, I'm not even sure. Fangs is on another level right now, Aggressive. This is not the Fangs that I know, because they're just so coordinated. And I'm loving how much Kohli has evolved on an Astra, because he's blocking out the right amount of information, he's getting the right amount of information, and he's using those gravity wells and those concusses oh so well, and he's not letting the other team know where his entire teammates are, where his entire team is positioned.
I completely agree with you, but at the same time, Bondef, what is this guy on? I want to know what he ate for breakfast, because I want to have that as well. Absolutely beautifully disgusting shots coming down from this man, and with that first initial pickoff, he should have been able to get that bad advantage, but I think Bondef, he got a little bit overzealous, wanted to overstay his welcome as well. Tried to go in for another shot, and that's gotta be hurting as well. Pokey's coming on down from the sidelines, trying to shut down one more as well. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, things are now in their favor, but just as I say it, things were in their favor. Cactus is like, nah, things are no longer in their favor. One more HP to work with down from the side of the defenders, ladies and gentlemen. Not much whatsoever. Juven spots out one more. Meow's gonna be good for one, but she's not gonna get for another one though. Shots are going in left, shots are going in right, and Meow, she's the last player standing. Will she be able to get a kill? No, she won't. Smoke is gonna be the one to take her down instead. 12 and 8 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, and this was an eco round actually, coming on down from the side of Kuchbi. So here is where the real stand is about to start. They didn't really go in for a buy on the 11th round, so they wanted to go in and play for an overtime instead. But Quaint, 4 rounds consecutively, and the possibilities of making a lot of mistakes against this form of Team Fangs is very much possible, because Team Fangs are not going in for rushes, they're going in for slow, systematic plays instead of raw and pure aim duels and aggression.
You are so right, Aggressive, because honestly, although Kuchbi is looking super strong right now, they have to get him going on, and that is what Pasha's going to be doing. He gets a beautiful first kill, an initial frag on Cactus, and he's going to be dashing right out. That is the wise move to do, because that is going to be giving them the player advantage. And let's see if he's going to be able to get another, because the attacker killjoy lockdown is going to be coming in. to push the opponents out of sight. B2 again, along with his teammate, is gonna be pushing in, but Bond, like you said, is on something else today, and he gets 2 kills with a beautiful single spray, 2v5 situation already, and this is where working out for Kuchbi. Their economic advantage is gonna be paid off, and Pasha is gonna be landing the final 2 on Smoka. Another good round coming in from Kuchbi over there, 12-9 on the scoreboard, although they're cutting it very, very close, and honestly a bit too close for comfort, aggressive. 12 is the match point. If they mess up just a teeny tiny bit anywhere, this match is gonna be Fangs.
Yeah, that round in particular really going in their favor. Kuchbi, they played that beautifully as well, but at the same time, Bondev, they just don't do that. He was not even worried about the lockdown, trying to lock him on down. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna swing down towards the side of B main. I'm gonna catch 2 people off guard, because normally when a lockdown goes on through, all of the players who are inside of the site try to rush out as fast as they possibly could. But Bondev is like, nope. I know for a fact that the members are holding down from the side of me, mate. I know for a fact I can get a bare minimum of 1 kill before I go on down. It was just not good for 1. It was actually good for 2, and this time around, he's going to be the one making that push happen down from the side of a catwalk. And if he's able to get this first initial kill, this is just going to be so crucial for him, but he's not going to be able to find out pretty much anything. B2 can take down 1. Not going to be able to take down more than that. Maverick opting to go in for a couple of shots with that Marshall in his hand. He's not going to be able to find out much though. Pokey's opts to go in for that, so maybe take him down. The headshots do not rain into 3. B2 opting to go in for a couple of taps as well. He'll be able to get a double for himself, and with that, 2 versus 3 on the map. Pokey doesn't really have a lot of work to work with though. A couple of smokes, and that's pretty much it. Shots are going to be raining on, and it's going to be Bondev with 1 more. And now B2, he's on his lonesome, trying to maybe close this one out, but Pasha, he has his operator, and there is no way he's gonna miss that shot.
Another good round coming in from the side of Kuchbi over there, but I think, if I'm not wrong, B2 did have his ult ready. Yeah, he did. He could have honestly gone in for that ult, and could maybe just have eked out another round. He could have eked out just the last round that they needed, but then again, he's probably gonna be, you know, just taking a chill pill, and he's gonna be playing with this team, which is honestly another wise thing to do, and he didn't want to risk it because he wouldn't have his ultimate to his disposal towards the end of the rounds, towards the end of the match where they need it the most, which is maybe a wise choice, but I honestly would have liked to see a little bit of a flashy gameplay coming from B2. Nonetheless, a be aggressive style is what we're going to be seeing it from Fangs right now, as Maverick is going to be clearing out all of the corners with his owl drone over there. Does understand that there is going to be one on market, and that shock dart is going to be coming at the right time from Juven to tag out just a little bit. But at the same time, a really aggressive rush coming in from Fangs over there. The Hunter's Fury does find its mark, and B2 is going to be capitalizing on that, finding that headshot. Bond, however, I don't know what this guy is on. Gets that kill on B2. Cactus, however, takes out Bond at that Starfragger, take out the other Starfragger. 3v4 situation. Meow is holding a really, really dangerous angle right now because that Astra, he knows that Meow's gonna be there. And he was just waiting for his teammate, and once that information went out, but like they just went in and took the kills. This is the kind of round that we know Fangs for. This is the kind of aggressive round that we know Fangs for showing, and what the output was not. They weren't showing a lot of that towards the beginning of the entire match, but towards the end, they got so confident and they got so into their zone that they showed us what Fangs can truly be. And they brought that match into their win with 13-10. 13-10, mind you, aggressive. So they got a really good fight from Kuchbi. That is something that I was honestly hoping for, and they did bring it to Fangs. So we are going to be seeing it on the second map if Kuchbi is going to be able to bring it back.
Honestly speaking, this map in particular was absolutely incredible. We need to break this down a lot more with a bird's eye view of everything that happened. So let's head over to the match highlights and see exactly what these teams did and what the side of Team Fangs has brought down to the table, because this absolutely blew my mind. You were saying that the last round was pure and utter aggression from the side of Team Fangs. Yes, it was, but the aggression was so well coordinated. Because honestly, Meow holding down from the back of side. Pokies knew that she was there, but didn't opt to go in for a single swing, not a single peek. He's like, hey, I'm just gonna wait for my teammates. I'm gonna wait for Maverick to throw down a shock dart, tag him down really low, and then go in for a coffin dance speed down onto Meow. And Meow's like, oh no. That's like an absolute oh no moment when you see 3 players rushing you down when you're holding down from the angle of the boathouse. There's no way you're going to be able to get even 1 kill down in that scenario. And every single one of the players from the side of Team Fang played it together, they played it slow, they played it systematically, and they were ready for all of it. As you can see down on the match highlights, a little bit of a pokies oh no moment, but his net did die on out, but still. A lot of things went right for the side of Team Fangs, and if this is the level of gameplay that they're bringing to take down Kuchbi, things are just gonna get a lot more harder, and I'm really scared of what Team Kuchbi can do to try and circumvent this, because it felt as though they got completely caught off guard by the game styles coming on down from the side of Team Fangs, and their game plans were not working whatsoever, and they were not able to adapt fast enough.
Honestly, and to be honest, it looked like Kuchbi expected Fangs to be way more aggressive than they were being right now, because they have seen Fangs before. I'm very sure that they've seen Fangs play before. They must have done their little bit of homework. They must have been like, it's Team Fangs. We know how they play. We know how aggressive they're going to be. So we're going to be taking advantage of that. And they tried, but Fangs was just brought a whole new game to our screens right now. We did not expect to see Fangs being so the coordination is on point, but we didn't expect Fangs to be this slower in their takes. A bit too slow. I mean, I feel like it was Coley or probably one of the IGLs is going like, you know what, we're being too fast. These days we have to slow it down just a little bit. And that is what they did, but they slowed it down way too much. But still, at the same time, they managed to understand what pace they needed to be at, and they started bringing the bronze back to the table. So beautifully done by Fangs right now. And although I understand they're having a little bit of an internal turmoil right now, they're looking super strong. And honestly, I feel like the map of Haven could go to them too. But at the same time, Team Kuchbi is bringing quite the show for us onto the table, aggressive. And Haven is honestly one of my favorite maps. It's probably my absolute favorite map. And as I've said, I've told Assassin like a million times before, Haven is just a beautiful map just because of those 3 sites being in position. You can go in for beautiful rotates, beautiful strategic gameplays that you cannot see on any other map. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you'd agree. Like, it's a favorite map for a lot of us casters and players out there.
That is so true. Haven is a map where the real team will start to show. That's where the strategy matters the most. That's where map control matters even more than your raw aim. Because if you don't have map control, doesn't matter how good of an aim that you have. If you're going to get flanked by someone, you're going to get back 7. There is no way you can counteract that. Even if you go in for a possible 180, maybe you hit a headshot, maybe you hit a body shot, you're still going to get taken on out. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was just map number 1. Such a dominant performance in a way from the side of Team Fangs. Not so dominant, but at the same time really dominant, because Team Fangs, this was a completely new look for them. They're a brand new team in my eyes, and if they're bringing the same level of form into map number 2, Kuchbi, they need to bring their A game, and they need to try and bring something different. Yes, comfort is very important, but if you're going up against something like this, you need to change up your strategies entirely. And I'm really hoping that Team Fangs, they bring something spicy as well down onto map number 2. So we're going to be heading on off. We're going to be setting everything up for map number 2, and we'll be back with you real shortly after this short break. And now we're going to be getting on off. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with map number 2 of the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen, of the matchup between Team Fangs and Kuchbi. Honestly speaking, Wayne, map number 1, it was a roller coaster of emotions and a completely new look for the side of Team Fangs. So let's head over to the map veto screen and see the new map we're going to be headed into. This is the home turf of Team Fangs. And moving on down forward, Wayne, I'm really excited to see what kind of strategies they're going to be bringing down here.
True, and Haven is one of those maps with 3 sites, which is completely different from what you normally see in all games so far, be it other games like CS or be it games like the Valorant itself. It is probably the only it's the only site with is the only map with 3 sites, and that gives so many opportunities for the teams to come in with their own unique styles of play, with their own unique rotates, and just going at it. And Fangs being really individual players, although I was saying that before, but I don't think that that's what they're doing anymore, because Fangs has brought the entire synergy and all the glue that should stick them together. They've brought it into themselves for their favor, and I feel like they're a totally different team. They're not the Fangs that I've known before. And leaving that aside, we are going to be going into the character selection screen, and we are going to be seeing B2 on Cypher, not Reyna anymore. And I cannot begin to tell you how much I like a good Cypher gameplay, and B2 gives just that. At the same time, Mio is going to be going in for Cypher at the same time too. Jet is going to be coming from Pasha as usual, but I'm not really sure if there is going to be a Jet on the side of Team Fangs. But then again, it's Cactus. It is always going to be Jet for Cactus, because we know how godlike his aim is going to be. Coley again with his usual Astra pick. Pokey with Astra this time, somehow. But let's see if that is going to be working out for them. Sova on Maverick right now. Good information that is going to be taken in from Juven and Maverick. And Smoke with his usual, Smoke and Bond, actually, with their usual Phoenix picks. So overall, they're really balanced. They're pretty similar. But let's just see who's going to be coming out on top of the map of Haven right now.
I completely agree with you here. Both of these teams often go in for the exact same strategic pickups. So in a way, this can work out in their favor, but at the same time, it's quite dangerous as well, because you do need to remember, what both of your sides have the exact same strategy. It's all about adaptability. It's all about having map control. Which team will be able to break down the strat of the other, and which team is going to be the one to win a lot of these aim duels. And you know for a fact that Team Fangs, when it comes down to their raw aim duels, their confidence is like a hill, and they suddenly become a mountain in a matter of seconds. They're going to climb Everest and go up that high if you want to take an aim duel against them. And that's probably going to be one of the biggest issues coming on down from the side of Team Kuchbi. The fact that they have not really pulled off anything in particular that would give them that little bit of an edge to work things in their favor. And them opting to go in for the exact same strat at the side of Team Fangs could work out, but at the same time could backfire almost instantly.
True, and you're not wrong about that hill thing, because that is exactly what happens. And off the bat, we're going to see Pasha with a kill on Cactus over there. I'm not sure how his aim is popping off, but it is completely popping off today, Aggressive. Loving what he's bringing to the table right now. Another kill going down. 3v5 situation already. And Smoka is going to be holding an aggressive angle there against Pasha. 2v3 situation and a minute 10 seconds on the clock. The spike is not in the possession of the attackers right now. Smoker has to get it back, and he has his health. He has his health on his body. He doesn't really need to be that scared right now. But B2 doesn't expect that positioning. by Jet over there, and I'm not really sure who's going to be winning the aim duel. They are going to be playing it a little safer and just falling back, taking the spike, which is exactly what they should be doing because they are not on that health advantage and they're not on the player advantage either. Blind coming in from Bond over there to just get that frag, get that initial entry that they need to shut Fangs down, but Fangs is looking a little jittery right now because all three are going to be pushing for defense spawn, and that kill is going to, those kills are going to be coming in, and that is going to be the first round onto the side of Team Kuchbi. Good execution right now, but a little too slow again. Like I said before, Fangs being the aggressive players that they are being too slow these days. I'm not really sure what's happening. They're probably trying out a new gameplay style like we said, but that is not working completely out for them. It is not a bad idea to be slow, but they're being a bit too slow, and they should know the pacing at which they should be going, and that is something they have to work on.
It felt as though like I casted curse the entirety of Pasha. They're like, I said that, hey, Team Fangs, they're gonna go to Everest pretty much when it comes down to raw aim duels, but Pasha's like, no, I'm not gonna go to Everest, I'm gonna become Hawaii, and I'm just gonna shut everyone down one by one. His aim is on point, ladies and gentlemen. He is an absolute beast this time around. Shots are gonna be ready to get left, shots are gonna be ready to get right.
One enemy
he
remaining.
is on the driver's seat to take everyone down. Koki's comes in from the back and takes down Maverick and Cactus as well. Take down 2, and with that, 2-0 on the scorecards for the side of Team Kuchbi already, ladies and gentlemen. And with this, Kuchbi, they're starting off the map of Haven with a bang. And I said this previously as well. When it comes down to Haven in particular, this is one of the maps where Kuchbi are very comfortable in it, especially when it comes down to their own defensive side.
So honestly, it's looking like it's going to be a really good match for Team Kuchbi right now because they have got their stuff together. They know exactly what they have to do. They've practiced it. It looks like they've practiced it a lot, and that is showing in their game style. However, Fangs is constantly going in for a mid-aggressive push right now. However, some of them are going to be going in for a bit of an A push. Not giving a lot of information out yet. They're going to be walking in and taking it super slow, trying to get a little bit of information, but Juven ignores that all drone over there and goes in for that kill, and that is going to be coming in for an advantage, but he tries to get a second, doesn't manage to get it. Meanwhile, an entire bloodbath is going to be going on A side over there, leaving only the Phoenix to like fend himself off, and Bond, being the aim god that he is, could be managed to get a frag, but that is not what is going to be happening. The Cactus being their star fragger, Cactus being the star fragger, Team Fangs over there is going to be shutting him down. Smoka, however, being alone over there, tries to get that, win that aim duel, but Pasha is going to be getting the upper hand. And it's all down to 1v2 situation aggressive, and B2 being known for those sneaky gameplays could honestly clutch this round out. And he has Cypher to his advantage. However, all he has is one Cypher cage, which is what that is going to be working to his disadvantage. He doesn't have a lot to work on. All he can do is work on his raw aim potential and just try to clutch his round out. It is going to be slowing down a lot right now. And I'm not really sure if he is going to be able to clutch this out, but what do you think?
Spike planted.
I think that this should be very much clutchable if you consider the aim and of course the game sense of B2. He is always that clutch god I have my eyes on when it comes down to these 1 versus 2 situations. He should be able to find one at the bare minimum. The real question is, will the members of the side of the defense actually check the corner? And yes, they do. Beautiful plays coming on down from the side of Kuchbi, ladies and gentlemen, because you do need to remember something. The fact that they were able to make such a beautiful move and they played it together, they didn't separate themselves. They're like, hey, whichever place we go to, we're gonna go in together as a complete unit. And in this situation and in this shape and form, it's gonna be the side of Team Kuchbi being able to take that third round on the board with beautiful team playing coordination in their favor. And with this, they're gonna be really happy moving on down forward, because not only were they able to play a proper full-on bonus for their side when it came down to that previous round, they're going to be able to upgrade with the weaponry coming on down from the side of Team Fangs. And with this, Pasha, he's going to be able to pick himself up an operator down in round number 3 almost immediately.
True, and we are going to be seeing a full buy coming in from the side of Kuchbi, which is going to be working to their advantage, but Fangs, known for their really aggressive playstyles, could honestly bring it to their side, even though they're on a hard economy force over here. A Marshall is going to be in the hands of Smoke over there, and Maverick is going to be destroying Pasha with that beautiful shot from that Marshall over there. And honestly, let's see, the counter frags are going to be coming in from the side of Team Fangs. But no, instead of that, Bondef is going to be taking out Smoka, bringing it down to an equal 4v4. 1 minute left on the clock, and honestly, Fangs is taking it slow again, and Joven is going to be capitalizing on that and on the hard eco right now, and is going to be getting the last few frags that he needs. 3v3 situation, Joven has to be falling back. The spike, it hasn't been in the side of Team Fangs. They have to take the spike back, and they have to commit to a site. They're not really sure what they're going to be doing because they are on an economic buy, and they don't really have a lot of guns in their hands right now. They only have the sheriffs to work with, and they have to, you know, understand which side is not being held down too tight, and they have to push it onto that. If they misread this entire thing, Cactus is gonna be going down like I thought, because they just don't know where the defense is gonna be positioned, and that is gonna be detrimental to them. However, they know that the garage position is gonna be compromised. They have to work around that piece of information and try to get the last few frags, or this round is gonna be going to Kuchbi yet again.
Player standing.
Yeah, there is no way that side of Team Fangs can actually take this round in their favor. A little bit hurtful to watch as well, because I'm pretty sure that Cactus, he probably heard the information from his teammates that, hey, the garage angle has not been clear. There has to be players holding down from the side of garage, because holy, he's already down towards the seaside. He found pretty much no one, and I'm very sure that the game sense should have been there from the side of Team Fangs to understand that, hey, there could be a possible garage push. There has to be a couple of members there, but Cactus still made his way down from the side of garage instead of making a push down from the side of C-Long instead. A little bit questionable when it comes down to the play. This round very much winnable in the favor of the side of Team Fangs, but they're losing it out there. Not really the end of the world. We do need to remember that was an eco round, so no harm, no foul. Move on down to the next. And with this, it feels as though the next round is where the real fun is about to start, because now the running back has already been used from the side of Smoka. And they're making that push happen down towards that B-side. Plan is just about to go on down, and the retake situation is about to start for the side of Kuchbi.
No information has been given out from either side. They're not really sure where all of the players are, where all of the attackers are, and aggressive push is going to be coming in from the attackers right now, but are they going to be able to capitalize on that? Cactus does but get a kill, but the defenders are going to shut the other two down. The 3v3 situation already, but Bond is just too confused and gets taken out. Beautifully executed round coming in from Fangs over there, as they had that proper coordination that they needed. Honestly, aggressive, beautiful round, but I still feel like Fangs just gets tempted by those three sides on Haven, you know? They see ABC and they're like, you know what? I can get a kill here, I can get a kill here, and I can get a kill here. And they just start splitting up. So even though they're trying to bring it all back together and they're trying something new, they're trying something together and a little slower, they still get tempted just a teeny tiny bit by those three sides there. But that round, aggressive, that was beautifully coordinated, and that synergy was on point. So on a full buy round from both sides, it looks like Fangs is going to have the upper hand, but let's see how this one is going to be panning out, as not a lot of economy is going to be on the side of Kuchbi.
He's making that push happen down towards the side of mid, though, and this could just work out in their favor as Pokies. We should be able to get 2 kills. Things are gonna be going downhill almost instantly if they are not careful. But moving on down forward, let's see how this push actually works on out Maverick. Opting to go in for a drone, spots out at the bare minimum 1 player, but they're not gonna be ready for 2. The Shogras are gonna be raining on in, and it's gonna be a direct connect down onto Khalil. He's getting tagged down to almost 0 levels of HP. Cactus is not gonna be able to get that first initial pick up, and that's gonna hurt a lot in the long run. The Shogras are gonna be raining on left, the Shotguns are gonna be raining on right, and with that, it's gonna be very low levels of HP. Cactus, he spots out the foot, maybe go in for the shot. A beautiful flick to take down Jubin, but they don't know where Pasha is. Pasha's holding down from right and center, and a beautiful bait coming on down to 1, coming on down to 2. Pasha with a double kill coming on 1 with 1 HP and a dream in his favor. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this could just be working out in the side of the defenders, but it feels as though that's just not gonna happen. B2, he's gonna be that difference maker. He's gonna be the one to get 1 more kill in their favor, but at the same time, Pasha, he's literally playing with fire right now, going with 1 HP up to going for the peak against B2. A little bit of a breath can take him on down. B2, beautiful spray transfer. He takes down Meow as well. He's looking for a second, but Maverick is gonna be the one to take down Bondef. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, 4-2 on the scorecards, and a beautiful round coming on down from the side of Team Fangs. But at the same time, Pasha, he nearly pulled off the impossible.
Honestly, he was playing with fire, like you said, because he had just 1 HP on him, but he was still confident and he still went with that Blade Storm. He did not think for a second that he might go down. All he wanted was blood, and he did go for that, but he did fall towards the end. As you can see over there, he tried his best, but then B2 just raised 2 players down with 1 beautiful spray. 4-2 on the scoreboard so far. Fangs is looking a little bit better on their feet. They're understanding what's going wrong. But the problem here is they have to switch up a little bit of the sights, and that is exactly what they're going to be doing as they're going to go in for a C take. And they're being super aggressive about it. But I'm loving the synergy so far. I'm loving the communication that is coming out. But Smoka off the bat is going to be tagged a little bit by the opponents of hot hands over there. That is going to be detrimental to them. But Maverick is going to get a beautiful 2K. Aggressive, what is happening? Maverick is going ham on the opponents right now, bringing it down to a 2v5 situation already. Fangs is just destroying them right now. And honestly, Kuchbi is honestly probably just going Kuchbi in the chat right now. They're probably not being able to understand what is happening. B2 gets another kill on Pokey. This is gonna be a flawless round, not a proper gun in the hand of Juven, but he's gonna be managing it because that corner is not gonna be checked by Smoka. Juven has given up on his position, and a cheeky angle held by Coley is going to come into his advantage, and he gets the final kill on Juven. Beautiful round coming in by Fangs over there as they manage to shut down, just not even shut down, obliterate Kuchbi in that round. Aggressive.
Honestly, Maverick, when it comes down to Thunder's Fury, this guy is on another level. He always uses Thunder's Fury, understanding where his opponents could be, and when he doesn't understand where his opponents are, he's gonna use it for information. He wants to set his team up for success. He doesn't want kills with it. That's what I love about Maverick Sova. He always uses his utility in such a way that he's gonna be able to set up his team and also himself if he needs to. Because whenever you see that Thunder's Fury coming out from him, it gets a little bit of information. At the bare minimum, unless it, of course, gets attacked. That's like the optimum scenario coming on down from him if he doesn't get a kill. And with that, now that it's gone to a 4-3 and the economy is an absolute shambles for the side of Team Kuchbi, this is their last chance. It's either go big or go home, because this is another massive investment coming out down from the side of Pasha. 4,700 in his hand, and if he's not able to get that first initial pick off, things are just going to get a lot more deadly down for their end as well. But at the same time, they already know for a fact that the operator's down towards that A side, and the entirety of Team Fangs making their way down towards the side of B and getting a possible plan down and a very easy post-plan situation for themselves as well.
And they have done exactly that. They've gotten the plan down, and Smoka is going to be getting the first frag on Pasha, being super confident. He's going to go in for that hunt. He's probably going to go in for that second kill, although that plan has been going down. I'm not really sure if that is the wisest move, because they should be taking it a little slower, but no, he's going to be proving me wrong. Cactus with his aim prowess is going to be getting Juven down. Good proper play start coming in over there does make Maverick vulnerable, and that is going to be detrimental to him because he's going to be going down to the hands of Bonev. But a cheeky angle held by Cactus is going to be taking him down. 3v3 situation already aggressive. Coley is not having a good time right now because he's not having the health on him to help himself out, but he has that operator in his hands and he could work that magic into his fingers. But no, everybody, the Bonev. I don't know what he's had today, aggressive. You're not wrong. He's had something today and I want it, because that aim right now is so good. It is just worthy of those wins.
Bonev is one of those explosive players, because we always talk about this, and we were talking about this in the back end as well. He just shows up all of a sudden and he gets clutches that he has no business trying to get. The crossfires were set up. Everything was done properly, but at the very end, Bonev is like, I don't care about these crossfires. I can literally see you in my head. I know exactly what you're planning. I know you're on the left. I know you're on the right. It's just a 1-2 flick and you're all dead. That's what Bonev does best, and that's exactly what it did in this round in particular. Getting a very, very clean win down for their side. And with that, Cactus, he gets away with murder. He takes out 2 men. With that should be it. But at the same time, Smoka not going to be able to hit that headshot down onto Pasha, and instead it's going to be Pasha with the quick scope being able to take down the run the back clone. The shots are going to be raining on it. Pokey's holding on down from the back end of side. He's trying to go in for some sort of a play, but he's not in a position to make that play happen. Bonev does get 1 kill, but Cactus, he's just having a field day. He's going to left, he's going to right. He gets a 4K for himself, and now Meow, the world is against her. She has nothing to do almost in this 1 versus 4, and Cactus, he's probably hungry. He wants this ace, he wants this clip, he wants to go on Instagram right here and right now, but Meow just shuts him down. He's not gonna be able to find pretty much anything, and Meow is just clean up beauty at this point. As many kills as she possibly can, and he tries to take a selfie, but at the very end, Smoka's like, no selfies right now. This is a tournament game. You need to take this seriously.
I know, that was such a good round coming in from Fangs over there. For a moment there, aggressive, I saw a flash in their eyes. I saw that old selves of themselves coming out. Fangs just was just when, like, you know what, the audience wants the old Fangs, and they brought that out from them. They brought out that tiger, that raw energy from inside them, and they explosively took A side. You remember how there were like 2 defenders on side? They must have been so shaking their knees because they had no chance in the world to shut them down because the entirety of Fangs was onto them. And if they keep going like this, we're gonna be seeing old Fangs coming out and that old beast of that, you know, that war machine that is Team Fangs coming out, just getting frags left, right, and center and bringing the round onto their table. 5-4 on the scoreboard so far, and Fangs, seeing that A side is working out for them, they're gonna be going out for an A plant again. Really aggressive take. They have blocked out vision by those smokes, and the plant is gonna be going down. Asha is going to be holding that angle down on Nest over there, but none is going to be coming into his crosshairs as of now, as another smoke is going to be going to be placed down on Heaven to block out any sort of vision at all. But that spray down coming in from goalie does take out one and Pokey, and just an insane 2-second shutdown coming from Fangs there. I have no idea what happened aggressive, but Fangs just held the right corners at the right time, and they shut down that retake coming in from the side of Kuchbi. They did not stand a chance. Like, every bullet in those 2 seconds took out one player. There was a 5v5 situation, and it just crumbled. Kuchbi did not stand a chance in that round. It was beautiful seeing Fangs be their old self, their old tiger self, their old lion self, coming out onto the board right now and showing us what they were and what they still are on the field.
You are divided!
Honestly speaking, Team Fangs in that round in particular was absolutely incredible. You have to say, every single one of the players setting up beautiful crossfires. Like, honestly speaking, I was so confused, and Cactus is like, come on guys, give me a kill. I'm stuck inside of the smoke, but his teammates are like, nope, you got a 4K in that last round. Let us step into the limelight as well. Beautifully done from the side of Team Fangs to get the 5th round on the board in their favor. And as we go down into the 11th round, here is where the real pressure is about to start. It's going to be a rapid push coming on down from the side of Cactus. Meow's going to be able to shut down one, takes over ad to say good day to everyone, but instead it's going to be veto being able to shut down another Druid coming on down from the side and gets a kill down onto his own twin brother. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Fangs, they're on the driver's seat still to try and get this plan down at the bare minimum. The stars are going to be going on down to try and delay these pushes coming on down from the defenders as much as they possibly can. But Smoka, he's probably playing with fire. If he goes in a little bit too aggressive, things will go horribly wrong for him if he's not careful, because this Astral Smoke is just about to run on out in a matter of seconds. Pokey's opting to go in for a couple of his own plays, so wants to go in for that Cosmic Divide. You can see it in his hands. He's waiting for the call. He's waiting for his teammates to get ready. Recon Bolt does go on through. It's not really going to get a lot of value. No tags whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure that bot if he wants to go in for a jump down, he's not going to be able to find out. But Fight goes on left. Fight goes on right. Smokey does find one more. And with that, B2 is going to be able to shut down Juve, and Pokey, he wants to go in for a swing, but he's not going to be able to find out anything. 5 and 6 on the scorecards. And just as I stated, Quinn, the side of Team Fangs that were on the driver's seat, and they drove the car straight to the win.
Straight into it, you are not wrong, because Fangs is known for their aggressive gameplay style, but they are, like I said before, they are a little bit individual in their playstyles. But you know what? They just brought the best of both worlds, and they brought their aggressive gameplay style, and they brought teamwork along with it. And that coordination and the synergy coming out from the side of Team Fangs is so beautiful to watch, and this is what is gonna make them, set them on the path to being a god tier team. Because this gameplay is exactly what every god tier team does. And we're gonna be going straight into the next round, and Cactus goes in for an explosive play with a Blaze Storms in his hand, but he's gonna be caught off guard with that drop bar coming from Cypher. There, Smoke up with an aggressive push, does take off Meow 16k, but then gets straight out instantly up, but that was his ult, so his life is still on him right now. Fawn is gonna be answering back with his own ultimate, but then again, he doesn't manage to get any kills. The kills do come out. 3v3 situation already, 1 minute 12 seconds of the clock. Not a lot of time that has gone out aggressive, but explosion of firepower and fireworks that is going to be coming out from both sides is so just beautiful to watch. And honestly, in my opinion, they should have taken A side again. But look at that flank coming in from Booth. B2 gets 2 kills on Bond and Juven, shutting them down again. But no, a little bit of a bad pick. B2, but he's gonna be peeking at the right time and taking Pasha clean off the slate. 8 HP left on him, aggressive. What was that round? What was that flank? And honestly, Cactus was feeling super confident. He wanted to go in for that dash, but he did not expect that trap bar set up by Cypher over there. He had a little bit of an F moment, but his team just pulled it all back together, and they showed Kuchbi what they are made of. Because that flank coming in from B2 honestly saved the entire round, not gonna lie.
I love the fact that Smoke actually just committed. I'm very sure that he was like, I know for a fact that B2 is going in for a flank. Smoke is like, all right, I'm gonna trust you, B2. If you don't get this round, I'm gonna kill you after this match. He's like, puts up the flame wall, opts to go in for a flash, and he's like, I'm gonna sell your flank so hard that there is no way they're gonna check you, and that's exactly what happened. The coordination was on point, the shots were raining in beautifully, and B2, he got them the round. Triple kill beautifully down from the side of this one lurker. B2, he's just on another level when he is on that side for ladies and gentlemen, and with that, it's just gonna be another round on the board in their favor as we go in for a round swap. And with this, round just started, and we're opting to go in for a full plan down already. And Cactus is able to dodge out the tripwire. This is another massive flag that could be coming on down from the side of Team Fangs, ladies and gentlemen. He's making that push happen, and he's probably gonna be able to find out one player at the bare minimum. But Cactus, he doesn't have a gun in his hand. Maybe he's gonna be dying on out almost immediately. Cactus, he does get one more. Cactus is gonna be able to find another one. Smoker, opting going for a couple of shots, runs out of bullets. He's not gonna be able to find out more than that. Cactus could be the difference maker, but instead it's gonna be Pasha coming out with that. Goes to shut down 4 people almost instantly. A little bit of a confusing round win, but at the very end, hey, it's another round win coming on down from the side. Which
Super explosive and an insane 4K coming over from Pasha as he pulled it through right at the last moment. He didn't have a lot of bullets left and they had to go in for that reload, right? That was kind of funny for both sides as, you know, that Phoenix over there was trying his best as Smoka did try his level best to try to shut him down, but that didn't come through at the last moment. But then again, really explosive round. But then again, I feel like Haven is a map that is made specifically for Fangs playing on the defense side. So although that was a first round, we can't say a lot because Fangs being really good individual players can just hold down sides individually and just spread out their resources and do a really good job at that. And bringing that little spiciness of that teamwork into play, it is going to be looking really, really good for Fangs right now. And look at this. That entire take is going to be coming in from A, as Fangs has no idea that the A side is going to be coming in because they were stacking a little bit towards B and C, but that information has gone out now. They're going to be coming in for that rotate and going to go in for that retake. Cactus going in for an aggressive play salad, but Bond and Pasha just popping off, taking Coley and B2 clean on the slate. Cactus, aggressive play salad again. Goes, tries to go into the smoke, but gets caught off guard, and Bond is just popping off with that 3K, gets Maverick to 1v5 situation. Smoke has to get 1 kill, a little bit of a tap work going on to get even a singular kill to get a little bit of money, but no, he is going to be going down to the hands of Meow. 16k. Another good round coming in from the sides of Kuchbi, but Fangs gave it their all. They did not have the economic advantage to go off of, but now aggressive, a full buy round coming in from Fangs on the map of Haven on the side of defense. I feel like we're going to be in for a real treat right now.
that was such a massive question mark for a round as well, but at the same time, it's kind of expected. This was anti-eco round coming on down from the side of Kuchbi, so they were able to play it down beautifully, not even looking for a single member. That basically mean that, hey, they're in a pretty good spot. They can easily take this round in their favor if they play their cards properly. But at the same time, Team Fangs, they are now the ones at the driver's seat. They have the full buys, they have the better guns, and if they are able to win this one out, they put a lot of economic strain down towards the side of Kuchbi. Yes, they can actually go in for buys, but they're not, or not all of them are going to be able to go in for proper full buys, because considering all of the recent changes when it comes down to the terms of economy, things are a lot more expensive. So they need to try and get as much utility as they possibly can out of the side of Kuchbi, so that they are forced in a much more of a massive economic ditch in the long run. But it feels as though Kuchbi, they're playing it slow, they're playing it systematically, they're keeping the side of Team Fangs guessing of where they could possibly go to, and slowly but surely they're making their creep down towards that C side to opt to go in for that execute. The smokes are going to be going on down soon enough. I'm really hoping that Pokies, he didn't lag out, and I think he did.
no.
Wait. Oh no.
Oh no, not
no.
again. Pokey is just having a really bad day right now, Abrasive, and he has lagged out yet again, and his teammates probably have no clue, and they're going to be going in for that smoke. Oh, okay. Pokey is back. He does go in for that smokes right now. Okay, that's the last moment.
Oh my
Smoke,
god.
however, comes out, and they were having a little bit of a confused moment over there, and they just looked into each other's eyes, and you're like, why are you there, and why are you there? However, Pasha is going to be playing super aggressive with the Blaze and takes that kill on Maverick right now. 3v3 situation, and the site controller is going to be taken down. Juven over there on site, trying to be aggressive, but then Bond does get that kill on Coley. 2v3 situation, and not a lot of time on the clock. Not looking good at all for Kuchbi right now. This is definitely going to be a round for Fangs right now. And did Pokey lag out again? Oh
Yeah,
no!
You had the spy.
Oh no, that was so sad. It's so sad.
Oki's lagged down with the spike in his hand.
My God. I feel so bad for him right now because that could have been a really good round. They had that setup on point. They had that C control that they wanted. They knew exactly where everybody was going to be, and they went in super aggressively. But Pokey, his internet is just going to be like, you know what? You're not, no. You're just no. Honestly, just no. His ISP just went no.
Yeah, I kind of felt that coming in down from the side of Pokies, my bad. Like, I can feel your pain because we have the same problems here on my end as well. But at the same time, Pokies, he's like an absolute sport powering through all of this. Doesn't matter if he has internet problems. Still, the team is doing really well. We have to say, 7 and 8 on the scorecards, even with so many problems down on his end. An admirable effort from all the members of the side of Kuchbi to try and make as much of these rounds as possible as winnable for their side, because now down to a 7 and 8 with so many technical difficulties on there. And once again, it feels as though the momentum and flow has been broken coming on down from the side of Kuchbi, because they had the flow in their favor. This could have just been the round that they were able to win out as well, but a lot of their executions really slowed on down because of these technical difficulties going on through. And for the side of Team Fangs, they're able to capitalize on all of this, and they are the ones taking a lot of these wins. So let's see what happens in the long run, because things are going to be slowing down once again with this technical pause. And this is going to give both the side of Team Fangs and also the side of Team Kuchbi to try and understand what they could bring down to the table to try and get a couple of rounds in their favor. Because you need to consider something, that last round was a loss, and you can already see when it comes down to the terms of the ego, a lot of the members are going to be suffering just a tiny little bit in the long.
True. And Fangs being the explosives players they are, and like I've said before, since they're so good at it playing individually, the three sides really come to their advantage when they're playing defense. Because honestly, if you just keep one random member of Team Fangs over there on any side, they're just gonna be able to shut it down. And if they know that they're not going to be able to shut it down, I love how Team Fangs has adapted, and they now know that they're supposed to be falling back. And that is exactly what they're doing. They're coming up with the right gameplay. They're falling back at the right time and waiting for their teammates to rotate in. And they're playing together as a team, which is why they're getting the rounds on so far. But at the same time, Team Kuchbi is bringing the storm to Team Fangs right now. And that is something that Team Fangs was not expecting from a team like Kuchbi. And Kuchbi is just impressing all of us right now with their team gameplay. But the only F moment right now is Pokey lagging out from time to time. And those rounds that they could honestly be winning are honestly going down all the way to Pokey's ISP, especially when he was having the spike there aggressive. I feel really, really bad for Pokey, and yeah, I can relate to that because a lot of us have the same problem, don't we? But nonetheless, that technical pause is still gonna stay on, and we're still gonna be really bad for Pokey. And Fangs, however, I feel like is gonna be getting a few more rounds out, because although this is more of a defender-sided map, if I'm in my own opinion, because the entry is a little bit smaller, and if you spread your resources and your abilities out evenly enough, it is really even, and it is really easy on the defense side. And Fangs, being really good individually, can just hold down the stars, like I said before. And Kuchbi has to understand that. They're showing really good team play so far. So Fangs has to be on their toes, has to be really, really aware of their surroundings and where they're going to be pushed in from.
Completely agree with you here. And at the same time, I kind of feel bad for Pokies, and I'm pretty sure their ISPs, like his ISP, is gonna get a lot of angry calls from not just him. I'm pretty sure from a lot of different people down in the chat as well, people who do know what ISP Pokies does use. So here is where the real fun is about to start for the side of Team Kuchbi, as Pokies does come on back. This is the place where they need to make their stand, because if they don't win out on this round, their economy is not going to be in a proper spot to try and go for any form of consecutive buy down in the following rounds as well. And with the round timer now starting on through, will the side of Kuchbi be able to take this real test and come out on top, or will they falter under the pressure that the side of Team Fangs are actually putting on them now that they have the momentum in their favor? But it seems as though Pasha, he'd be the one to stop a lot of the aggressive pushes coming on down from the side of Team Fangs. He has an operator in his hand. He's looking to go in for a couple of plays for himself.
And a push coming in on A side over there. Juven is going to be trying to get out a little bit of information with that Alutron, but not a lot has been given out, as Fangs is going to be super slow in their play and are just going to let them take the sites and probably just go in for a retake, which is a wise move, I'm not going to lie. But then again, Kuchbi is also known for their aim prowess. We have seen what they can do so far. But that well-placed Gravity Well is going to be pulling Meow right out of that garage positioning over there. And it's going to be denying that kill. Super slow take coming in from the side of Kuchbi right now. And that initial peek is going to be coming in from Bond, who puts out his ult to get any sort of information he can. But that Astra is going to be at the right position.
Oh,
and
no!
Yeah, to get it good out of the hand of Kohli. This match is honestly coming down to Poki's ISP. 3v2 situation already. Could still be clutched out by Kuchbi right now. Cactus does try to go in for that kill, but Bond is going to be shutting him right down. 2v2 situation, and the bomb plant has gone in. Fangs has to get a move going on. They do have the advantage because of Poki's ISP, not gonna lie. But that after plant positioning has to come in. Juven has to fall back and play for that plan. And Fangs is just gonna be a little bit slow on their feet because they don't know where Kuchbi is right now. Smoka and Maverick over there is just going to be clearing our corners and understanding where they are. Once they figure out that they're both going to be on long, they have to go in for that diffuse. But they also do not have the utilities that they needed to push them back off at the right time. The reveal does come in, but Bond, being the aim god that he is going to be taking that kill on to Maverick, but then gets instantly traded out. However, the shutdown is going to be coming from Juven. That is going to be the 8th round onto the board for the side of team Kuchbi, actually. And honestly, in spite of Poki's ISP lagging out, I'm loving how his teammates are holding up so far. They're bringing that storm to the table. They're bringing that aim power. They're bringing the coordination, the teamwork, and all of that we need in a professional team onto the table. And it is beautiful to watch him play against a team like Team Fangs. And in spite of Poki's ISP, they're managing to hold it all together.
I completely agree with you here. And with this, like, even though there are such massive disadvantages down towards the side of Kuchbi, they're making the stuff work. They're trying to make that difference down for their side. Smoka could just be the one to maybe get one more kill for himself, but Meow is going to be the one to shut him on down instead. And with that, it's going to be the first initial pick now going in the favor of the side of Kuchbi. And I love the fact that they're still respecting all the members of the side of Team Fangs. They understand that they need to be careful. They can't go in over aggressive. A P2. He just walks on up and gets a double kill for himself. And now already the rounds have started and it's already going on down to a 3 versus 3 situation of the map.
That rotate was going to be coming in, but veto did shut it down, and they know that that information has been given out, so they're going to all the way go back to C side. Cactus, however, is going to be expecting a push towards A, so he does go down mid. Doesn't know exactly where the plan is going to be going in. That's because of that. Fangs is going to be leaving C side unguarded. Cactus still a little bit confused along with his teammates over there. Knows that they have to go in for that push. The wire is going to be taken out, but that is going to be giving out a little bit of information. And Pasha is going to be capitalizing on that, landing a beautiful tap on Maverick. And another, I was hoping, on the opponent jet over there. But no, Cactus is going to be playing super aggressive with his pulse over there. And is going to try to go in for that kill, but no, it's going to be missing it. Holy, with that spray down on Pasha, does get that kill. But then, poor Pasha right there. They try to go in for that tap. They try to go in for that op shot, but misses hard. Foley, knowing that that operator is super expensive, is going to go in for that save, which is the wise move right now. Being the brains of the entire team, being the Astra, so to speak. That is the wise move coming in from Coley over there. Picks the safest position on the entire map to possibly pick, and maybe is going to try to go in for a few exit frags, like if they do push him, but none is going to be coming in from the side of Team Kuchbi. A good economic round coming in from the side of Team Fangs over there, because they really managed to bring the storm. They put that hurt onto Kuchbi right now. Kuchbi didn't know that their economy was gonna be hurt as bad as Fangs did manage to tag them. Although it was an eco round, they did manage to bring their economy down so much, but they're still gonna be going in for that full buy though. Still just enough to eke out another buy, but this round is gonna be super crucial for them.
This is gonna get a lot more harder now, more than ever, because barely enough to go on for proper buys for the side of Team Fangs, and with that, they're gonna make that push happen. But at the same time, Kuchbi, they're constantly switching up their strategy. Sometimes they're going to C, sometimes they're going to A, sometimes they're going to B. Every single time the side of Team Fangs tries to go in for a read, every single time they try to go in for a play, they're just not able to find out much. Bondev's going in for a couple of swings for himself. Uses both of his flashes though, and yes, this can work out in his favor, but at the same time, things just could go horribly wrong. And Cactus, he's gonna be the first one to get that first initial pick off. The shots are gonna be raining on in, but I'm pretty sure the halfway defuse has not yet gone on through. The shot cards are gonna be good for one. Bondev is still gonna be able to survive, but Smoka, he's gonna be coming on down from back, and he's gonna be able to take down one. Smoka, he has nowhere to run. He has nowhere to hide. He's gonna be able to find another one down from the sidelines. And Pokies once again.
No.
ISP.
Oh.
Why you do this to me, man? ISP, why?
Oh no, aggressive. Pokies is having such a bad day. As ISP is gonna lag out yet again and cost them another round. Although Fangs was playing that out super beautifully and they did take back the side super well. B seems to be a smaller, it is a smaller side, so it is a little easier to take back. And Fangs played it amazingly well. And they brought it down to 1v2 situation, which could have still been clutch shot by Pokey. But Pokey is just, I don't even know what is going on through his mind right now. Like, he must be so sad. And another tech pause is going to be coming in aggressive. Because Pokey's probably, again, he's probably just going to be calling up his ISP. He's going to be like, what is happening? I'm having a tournament right now and I'm losing just because of your network. You got to fix it right now. And Pokey, I understand, buddy, because we all have the same problems. But right now in a tournament, having this issue is so hard to bear. And I hope, I'm just loving how you're being a good sport, like Aggressive said, and you're just bearing through with all of this, and you're still managing to bring the rounds together with your team. 9-9 on the scoreboard so far, Aggressive. Both of the teams are looking so good right now.
Completely agree with you. And with this, things are just gonna stabilize just a little bit more. As Team Kuchbi, they are trying to, you know, make the best out of every single situation at the bare minimum. So in the long run, I'm really looking to see how the side of Team Fangs are actually opting to adapt to a lot of these playstyle changes from the side of Team Kuchbi, because at this point, they're just going willy-nilly and they're trying to make everything and anything work at this stage. You can't really read into a lot of these strategic close plans that are really coming on down from the side of Kuchbi, so it really all does come down to the gunplay and gun skill from the members of the side of Team Kuchbi. They're able to take a lot of their engagements properly, and Bondep is just on another level today, hitting shots left, right, and center. And with that, Kuchbi, they're technically in the driver's seat. Of course, their Poke's ISP does not lag on out again, but at the same time, Team Fangs, they're bringing their A game as well. They're constantly trying to switch up their strategies as much as they possibly can, but I would expect them to play a little bit more towards the side of map control. It feels as though B2 is the only one trying to establish a lot of aggressive map control down onto a singular sideline. But after that map control has already been established, there is no one else to really make use of that level of map control. Maybe, yeah, B2 gets one kill, but where's the other person coming on down from the side of A long or maybe from the side of C long if there's an A side execute or a C side execute, respectively? You would kind of expect that to happen, but not really happening for the side of Team Fangs really does give me a question mark, because Kuchbi, they're trying to go in for heavy side executes instead of opting to go in for fakes, considering the situation of Pokies as of right now.
You are not wrong at all. And at the same time, I would also like to point out that Kuchbi is having a really good day right now, and they're honestly getting their strategies on point. They're having a really good executive round. They're going in for their good executes. They're going in for that bomb plan. They're taking the sites by storm. They're taking it by force. They're blocking at the proper vision at the right time. But the only problem is they're lacking a little bit on the post-plan scenarios. They're not positioning themselves well enough, and Fangs is taking advantage of that. Fangs being individual players aggressively, they are going to be able to take those individual fights. They are going to be able to capitalize on those little shaky post-plan situations, and they are going to be able to take those rounds back. But at the same time, I can't really say much because Kuchbi, one round they're having a really good performance so far overall, and then other rounds they're having a little shaky post-plan situation. At the same time, it's the same thing going on for Fangs right now. They're having good rounds and they're having good defensive rounds, and they're pushing off Kuchbi on really, really hard and impossible to do rounds. But at the same time, their rounds they're just like being a little shaky, and they're just letting it slip. They're letting the round slip. They're letting the retake slip, and I'm not really sure what's going on right now. But at the same time, Kuchbi is also being damaged a lot by Poki's ISO right now.
That is for sure, but it feels as though Pokies is going to be a little bit longer when it comes down to his ISP, so we're going to give him a little bit of time as we go down into BRBs. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to hit the like and hit the subscribe button, and of course, check the links down in the description to see what suits your fancy for your next bit upgrade. And we'll be back with the real shortly with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WT Black and the AMD Ryzen. We'll catch you in just a little bit. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. And we are back with this intense matchup for you all. Hopefully, all of the technical difficulties have been fixed on up. Hopefully, no more lag spikes coming on down from the side of Pokey. But things could just go horribly wrong on the other side of the map. What just happened? Beautiful gravity wall coming on down from the side of Khalil, catching out 3 players as they try to go in for an aggressive rush. The round just started and it's probably already over. Team Fangs, what was that bloodbath down towards the seaside quaint?
I love how the audience was just brought into the entire thing and they were dropped into the match, and there was just this explosion of firepower coming from Fangs over there. They just shut down and just destroyed Kuchbi right now. So we're not expecting that beautiful hold and a beautifully positioned gravity wall from Kohli over there. Fangs looking super strong right now. The spike is still not in their vision. Cactus lighting a beautiful shot on Meow right now. One person, Juven, the solo crusader, left to clutch out this round or maybe get a few cracks as he tries to go out, but then B2 is gonna be there to deny that one kill, and he gets that kill on Juven, bringing the 10th round onto the side of Team Fangs. The ISP on the side of Pokey might have been fixed. I'm not really sure, but then again, Fangs is looking super strong right now. Not really sure what that entire explosion was, but at the same time, aggressive. Is it just me, or is Fangs? I mean, is Smoka still disconnected?
I don't think so. That's probably technical difficulty. Okay, that's yeah. Oh yeah, so this is actually gonna be a 4 versus 5 situation on the map. I really didn't think that there was a 4 versus 5 after what happened in that round in particular, but Team Fangs, they're trying to make this work, but at the same time, the shots are gonna be missed out from the side of Maverick, and instead it's gonna be Pasha with the dagger, shutting down that first initial player. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the push is already starting to happen. Pasha's gonna be good for another one from the sidelines. Cactus wants to go in for a couple of shots, but he's not gonna find it. Instead, it's gonna be Bondef to try and take down Cactus, and already, initially, the man disadvantage is going in favor of the side of Team Fangs, and it feels as though Smoka, he's gonna be the one instead getting disconnected on his end. Bondef comes in with 1 more kill down on the B2, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be another 10 and 10 on the scorecard. Pokey slowly going forward to his fellow brother who was disconnected from the sidelines as well. Pokey's against the wall, but at the same time, his teammates are always there to try and clutch out the round. It's gonna be a 3-3 round coming on through, ladies and gentlemen, for the side of Team Kuchbi. And with that, they're gonna be quite happy in the long run, to say the very least. It's even Steven once again, and Smoka, he's still not back yet.
Exactly. Couldn't have put it better myself. And honestly, I feel like Smoka is taking up the challenge that Pokey has brought onto the table, and it's going to be like, you know what, my ISP's worth. And although Pokey is having his moments with the entirety of the disconnection problem, Smoka is going to take it all the way through. He's just going to disconnect entirely. Not really sure what's going on with Smoka over there, but that is going to be a detrimental blow to the side of Team Fangs, because if they don't get Smoka back, they're losing one of their star players, one of their controllers. Although he's playing as a duelist, he controls the site really, really well, and honestly manages to hold the site together on his own. If they're going to be losing Smoka, it is going to be really, really bad for them. And although it's 10-10 on the board right now, they need to get Smoka back. So we are going to be going into a little bit of a tech pause as they need to get Smoka back online. They're probably just hitting up Smoka right now on his phone. They're going to be like, where are you? You're disconnected. The rounds are going out. We're not being able to get the round anymore. And I'm not really sure what is going to be happening, and I really hope that Smoka is going to be back right now. Because honestly, Kuchbi is looking super strong right now. If Smoka is not going to be back, they're going to be destroying Team Fangs.
On the second map in particular as well, things could go south really quickly if they're not really careful. Because you need to consider something. Haven is a map where the 3 sides and the nature of the map itself, if you're down 1 man, it's just gonna get even harder unless one of your players pulls off a superhero play, getting like about 3 or 4 kills almost instantly. But it feels as though another technical difficulty has shown up, and it's gonna be Bondef opting to go in for a disconnect. And honestly speaking, ladies and gentlemen, this match just feels a little bit too cursed. All the players are disconnecting, people are having ISP issues, people are having power cuts. And Quaint, I don't know how I feel about this. Both of the sides, they're in a lot of hurt, seemingly.
This is really scary, aggressive, because one by one, everybody is leaving, and we're all being left alone with like 3 and 4 players to be playing it out right now. And that isn't going to be happening. That can't really be happening, and they have to get them back. I'm not really sure what is happening right now, because everybody seems to be having internet problems. It's all started with Pokey. and that it felt like a virus, and it just slowly spread across the server, and it went to Smoka, and now it's gone into Bond. And they just have to go in for that restart. I feel like Bond has reconnected. Not really sure right now, but if Smoka isn't gonna come back, as he's having a bit of a power cut issue, if I'm not wrong, if he's not gonna be back, it is gonna be landing a very, very hard blow to Team Fangs. And once they're gonna be running out of the timeout, they're gonna have to run for the hills. They're gonna have to bring in some godlike strategies, some really, really unseen before gameplay to get their rounds back. And if they can't do that, this map is gonna go to the hands of Team Kuchbi, and we are gonna be seeing the third map come into play, which is, in my opinion, really interesting, Gracev, because we're gonna be able to see this action, beautiful action going on for a little bit longer. But at the same time, I really want to see the full potential of Fangs coming out right now, and the full potential of Kuchbi to counter that. I want to see those heated up gameplays, that really neck and neck gameplay coming onto our screens right now. But that is not happening because of the internet problems. And again, at the same time, I don't know what I feel about this aggressive.
Yeah, things are just gonna get a lot more difficult. But at the same time, the main thing that you do need to consider from the side of Team Fangs is that they can easily counteract a lot of these pushes coming on down from the side of Kuchbi, because you do need to remember, Kuchbi, they're trying to play it very simple, understanding that, hey, we cannot opt to go in for a lot of fakes, understanding that Pokies is probably not going to be there in for a lot of the executes. And whenever you opt to go in for fakes, possibly the most possible thing is that you're going to lose that one member, or maybe if you're able to take a lot of the engagements down properly, you're going to be able to take one member down from the side of the defense. The fact that they're not going to be able to rely on that, they want to go in for fast, heavy rush executes down towards a lot of the sides. But that's pretty much it. They don't really have a lot more to work with other than that. But seemingly for now, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit more of a technical difficulty coming on down through, and it's going to take a little while longer for it to work everything out. So we'll be back with the reel shortly. Make sure to stick around, get a couple of snacks, because we're probably in for a long haul, that's for sure, if this is how this match is going to be going on through. And we'll be back with the reel shortly, the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by W Black and AMD Ryzen. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just as we were gone, we are already back. We've tried to sort out these problems as much as we possibly can, but we can't fix out everything. Smoke is still going to be disconnected. And for the side of Team Fangs, they're still going to be playing in a 4 versus 5 situation, moving on down forward. And with the match now starting on off, we get a beautiful view of Haven from the very top because of our observer. And with this, things are gonna work out possibly in the favor of Team Fangs if they are able to stop a lot of the rush executions from the side of Team Kuchbi. And at this stage, it's either go big or go home, because Pasha, once again, he has an operator in his hand. He's looking for a couple of kills for himself down towards the side of mid. But it seems as though the entirety of Kuchbi, they're making their way down towards that A side, looking for a possible kill down onto a couple of the members of the side, Team Fangs.
And like you said, like you put it so beautifully, it is exactly what it's just gonna come down to those individual games, play styles that Fangs is always known for. And the normal 2-1-2 setup that they were gonna go for is not gonna be happening. But while I'm saying that, Cactus is just gonna be deleting Pasha off the server. The one Jet going up against a Jet, you know, that rivalry that is always there between opposite jets, just going like, you know what, I'm the better aimer. And as I'm saying that, Maverick is going to be spraying down Meow 16k, bringing it down to a 3v5 situation. Like I said, Fangs is pulling off those miracle strategies and they're bringing the rounds back onto their side. If they can pull off this match together, I'm honestly just gonna personally just congratulate Fangs, because a 4v5 situation is coming in and they're still being managing. They're still managing their rounds. Juven is going to be going in for that ultimate. He is going to be pulling out that Hunter's Fury, but none of that is going to be hitting anybody from the side of Team Fangs. If it is going to be a flawless round, Aggressive, I'm going to be super impressed. That is a 5v4, a 5v2 situation right now. I mean, not even that, it's a 3v2 situation right now. And Fangs is just going to be shutting down Kuchbi right there. I'm not even sure what's happening, because Fangs is just bringing that synergy and the team gameplay onto action over here, and that is working out so beautifully and unfolding so intricately on our screens right now. Because this exactly is what I was talking about. If they keep bringing this on, Kuchbi is gonna be in for a hard time, because they're bringing that proper utility usage. Fangs is honestly showing them how utilities can really be used. But then again, Kuchbi does have the man advantage right now. It's still a 4v5. Kuchbi could still pull off those utility takes, and they could pull up those executes, and they could stake the round really easily. So Fangs has to step up their game right now.
Break opting to go in for that ultimate, trying to see if he can spot out any of these lurks. Khalil wanted to be sneaky, but instead he's not going to be able to find out much from the back end. Cactus needs to get this kill. He's not going to be able to find it though. Instead, it's going to be B2 being able to shut down one more. And Poddev, it feels as though his internet has now disconnected. So let's just say this is a 2 versus 2 situation. The plan is about to go on through, and this is just a map of disconnects going and left, disconnects going and right, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 2 versus 2 situation on the map. They get a 2 versus 3 once again, because Bondef is finally going to be coming on back. Strong Nuts are going to be raining on in, but Maverick is not going to be able to find out about BQ with a beautiful spray. He's going to be able to shut down one more. Juven holding on down for the back end corner, but Maverick is not really expecting this. He's not going to be checking out on the left hand side corner. Maverick, sorry, Juven, he's going to be able to find out one. He's trying to look for another one. BQ wants to go in for that swing, but there's not really a lot of time. He needs to go in fast. He needs to go in fast right here and right now. The recall bolt does go on through, but Juven, will he be able to find it? He's not going to be able to. And now it's finally going to be going on down to Pokies. Hopefully his internet holds out strong. It's not going to be holding out strong, but the shots are not going to be B2, you can't do this to the man. You can't make this happen. The shots are going to be going on in. What?
What just happened there, Aggressive? That was something that I've never seen in any tournament before. That was so insane. And the best part, this was the best part. Okay, he knew B2 knew that Pokey had lagged out. He did not bother to kill him because he didn't have the time on top of that. And it was so close to defusing it. And Pokey's ISP just came back in the right second, and you could see him cheering out just a little bit, understanding what's going on. And once he saw that B2 was on the diffuser, he was like, huh? Wait, hold up. You're not supposed to do that. And he just sprays him right down and denies him that win. Oh my god. My heart leaped out of my throat.
I can't help it anymore, man. Like, that is probably the most comical situation I've seen ever in my entire career as a caster. The person just disconnected straight in front of the spike. The defuse was going on through. And at the very last possible second, Pokies comes on back. Opts to go in for a spray. And the spray does not find him. But at the very last bullet, he was able to get that kill. My brain is hurting and my heart is just pounding. I don't know what is happening at this stage. But honestly, this is a match for the ages. And this is just map number 2. I have no idea what's going to happen in map number 3. Because both of these teams are having technical difficulties left, right, and center. But at the very end of it all, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be another round coming on now for the side of the attackers. And with this, Kuchbi, they're able to stabilize themselves. They're able to get a couple of more proper buys for themselves as well, because you need to consider something. Cactus died out in that last round with an operator in his hand, and the fact that he no longer has that operator makes a lot of these aggressive pushes that the side of Kuchbi are doing a lot more simpler as well, going on to any of these side executions. They can easily go down towards the side of A, they can easily go down towards the side of B and make that difference from there. But for now, things are just going to be playing it out slow. Things are just going to be playing out normally, because Bondev, he's trying to come on back, but Smoker, he's actually back.
It's cool. Oh my god, Aggressive. If Smoker is back into play, like I thought it was going to be, if he's back into play, this means that everything is going to be changed, because then the disadvantage goes to the side of Kuchbi, because you're understanding how bad Poke's ISP is right now. Poor guy is trying his level best to, just bring it all back, just to make those clutches happen. But no, at the very last moment, his ISP is just going to be like, no, I'm not going to be allowing you that. Because when have you ever seen a player lag out in front of the spike aggressive? I have never ever seen that happening, and that was hilarious. And that means that Bondef also is having a little bit of a problem. So Poke and Bondef combined with their issues right now, it means that Kuchbi is going to be having a very, very hard time. Plus Fangs on top of that was, honestly, I feel like that disconnection from Smoka was a little bit of push they needed to just bring all of the strategies, everything that they knew about the game onto the table so far, and they managed to bring out a few rounds on top of that. So if they still manage to go in with that flow, with Smoke on the table, Fangs is honestly looking super strong right now, aggressive.
Completely agree with you. That was the flow in their favor, and the players a little bit invigorated, to say the very least, after such a play. They're all going to be on high spirits. They're going to actually enjoy themselves as they keep on playing the game. And now it's back down to a 5 versus 5, even clean slates for both sides. But at the same time, when it comes down to terms of buys, the side of Kuchbi, they have that level of advantage in their favor. But at the same time, it's completely fine. Things are gonna slow on down, but Cactus, I don't think he got the memo. He wants to go in for a push. He's actually gonna be able to get a free kill down on the ball, and with that, the first initial kill in their favor. Pokies once again, a little bit of a technical difficulty. Everything is over. The round just started. It's already a Team Fangs. Flawless round coming on down from them. 11 and 12 on the scorecard, and Pokies' ISP is like, no. We gave you the round last time. We're not gonna give it to you this time.
What just happened there, aggressive? How many seconds went by? How many seconds went by and the round was over and it was a flawless round?
20 seconds.
Oh my god! This is insane, and I've never seen a match like this, and I'm having the time of my life live casting this, and I'm very sure, aggressive, that the audience is enjoying this just as much as we are. 11-12 on the board right now. The match point is going to be coming into play. Fangs looking to capitalize on that. They have to get this last round, and it is going to mean that they're going to be taking this win for themselves. An aggressive push is going to be coming in from beyond B side from the side of Kuchbi, but Kohli is going to be taking out Pokey. The lag god himself. B2 gets another kill on Pasha. 3v5 situation. 11-12 on the scoreboard so far. This has to be the round that counts. Fangs is destroying Kuchbi right now. It's just down to the last kill. Bond is trying to go in for at least one kill, but no, that is not going to be happening, as Fangs, being the gods that they are going to be shutting down Kuchbi and taking that defuse out of their side. Aggressive. Beautifully played out by both teams, but Fangs just eked out a few rounds more and managed to take the win into their favor. I loved this entire matchup so far. Amazing rounds coming into play and just insanely hilarious action on top of that. This has been probably one of the most entertaining matches I've ever had to cast or watch.
I completely agree with you. And honestly speaking, there were a lot of incredible plays here, a lot of comical moments, and a lot of things for everyone to post on their Instagram. So make sure to follow us at the Underrated Esports Club for a lot of these funny clips moving on down for it. But at the same time, let's head on down into the match highlights so we can get a bird's eye view of not just this map, but also the entire set. Because you do need to remember that this was a set coming on through. Map number 1 was won by the side of Team Fangs, and also map number 2. So it's going to be a 2-0 win for their side. And at the same time, Kuchbi, at this stage, it's going to be really hard for them to come on back. The fact is that they were not able to win a single map. They're still down 0-3-0. Their points are non-existent. And at this stage, Wayne, Kuchbi, they're trying to fight for that 5th and 6th position pretty much. Because them trying to get themselves down to that 4th position to try and get a possible spot down into the round of 8, it's just going to get a lot more difficult moving on down forward. So here is where the side of Team Fangs, they've already done everything that they can do. They have taken a 2-0 victory against them. They're going to be going on down towards the side of 4 points. So things are just going to get a lot more interesting moving on down forward. But here of what happened down in map number 1. Map number 2, I think it's just an unlucky streak. A lot of the players are moving on down with a lot of their strategies. They wanted to go in for fast executes, understanding that one of their players were having a lot of technical difficulties. And for the side of Kuchbi, it was just unlucky, I would say, the very least. And Team Fangs, they played it really well, using their mechanical prowess down to perfection to take a lot of these wins in their favor. And also the new look that they're bringing down to the table, Team Fangs, they're going to be a deadly force moving on down forward in the other side of the competition.
Ooh, and I'm waiting to see them coming up onto the tournament other times too, because what they're bringing on the table, you're not wrong. You can see, see how good their mechanical powers and how good their teamwork was this time around. They've changed something very, very, in their core. Like they've changed something in their core, and that is really working out for them. And honestly, Team Fangs, if they're going to be sticking with that, it is going to be a really, really good time for them. At the same time, Kuchbi knew that this was going to be a really crucial matchup for them. They knew that they had to get the win in, so they gave it their all. And both teams, aggressive, came on with really, really good plays. And honestly, it boils down to some just luck at sometimes. Sometimes it is not even aim game. It can't be. It's not even, the utility users. Sometimes it's just bad days and bad luck. It happens.
Yeah.
And honestly, both teams had a little bit of their F moments, a little bit of bad luck from both sides, but they still managed to recover. And Team Fangs just came out with a few more rounds on top. And at the same time, I also want to point out that on a few rounds, both teams looked a little bit rusty, and at the same time, both teams looked godlike on a few rounds. So I'm not really sure how much practice has gone into this, but they do need to put in a little more effort. But overall, amazing match and an amazing matchup at that, coming in from both sides. Fangs just like, I can't even say destroyed anymore, because Kuchbi, they put up a really, really good fight, and I really appreciate them for it. Going up against a really, really popular team like Fangs is not an easy task, but they managed it flawlessly, and they just came up a few rounds short. And at the same time, on top of that, aggressive Poke's internet. What more can I say?
Chaos is where the real fun is about to start. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, 2-0 win for the side of Team Fangs. Congratulations to them. But at the same time, we are not done just yet. We're going to be back with you real shortly with the analyst desk right after a couple of messages from our sponsors. See you in a little bit.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin47. Join me on the desk are casters and analysts, Quaint and Aggressive. Well, I'm pretty sure that both of them had tons and tons of fun casting that specific best of three between Team Fangs and Team Kuchbi. A lot of comical events. We definitely are going to be discussing them all, but starting with you, Aggressive, what exactly was that specific match right there?
Let's just say, when there's a roller coaster, there's a lot of highs and there's a lot of lows as well. And I'm pretty sure this roller coaster had way too many highs and very little lows. The match was starting. A lot of plays were happening. Gravity was that getting 4-man pulls, stuns that were starting out 4 people, stuns coming on through, and still somehow headshots were raining on in. It was
Yeah.
just a showcase of mechanical skill and a lot of potency of the Indian ISPs.
Well, that indeed was kind of like the target for Riot as well in their new update, precise gunplay. But we definitely will talk about that quite a lot. Over towards you, Quaint. What exactly did you think was that specific display of matchup between both of these teams?
Honestly, that was probably one of the most fun matches that I've ever had to watch or task or even assassin. Because I feel really bad for Pokey at this moment because his internet service provider was just so bad to him today. In fact, he was honestly having quite a good laugh, if I'm not wrong. He was just having like a really laughable moment at that one specific round where that clutch scene was coming in from B2 and Pokey's ISP just threw his network, threw all of the data packets back at him at just the right time. I could see him just flick on the screen for us. Like he just flickered for a moment. He said, came back and he's like, wait, hold up. Wait, B2's clutching it? Wait, why is the diffuse going down? And he comes back in the right moment. He just sprays him down. Honestly, everything about that match was super funny, but at the same time, impressive like aim prowess and teamwork coming in from both sides. So it was a really, really fun match for both me and Aggressive.
That's true, though. Like that specific round where Pokey did get disconnected. I mean, there were a lot of rounds where he did get disconnected. So I'm pretty sure that he is going to be cursing his ISP quite a lot right now, and
Would
the
like that
ISP
assessment.
center, yeah, the ISP center might be getting a lot of calls coming in from Pokey as well. But anyways, keeping all of that aside, right, we are going to be witnessing a lot of moments of that specific match really, really soon. But before that, let's take a quick look at the group standings, and then we're going to be seeing Team Fangs climbing up the board from down that seventh position as well, up to third now. Interesting with that first victory and 2 losses in the past. We are going to be seeing them sitting at 4 points on the board. Trippers, they haven't played their match this week, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, we are going to be seeing them, giving out that tough fight to Fangs as well. For now, though, it looks like that Kuchbi, they still need to figure their stuff out. They still need to, keep adapting and evolving and try and make their way around teams like Fangs and ROG Academy and all in order to just climb up the board because they haven't won a single game this specific season. Thoughts on the group standings, Aggressive?
In my eyes, the group standings are a little bit surprising. Of course, the first 2 spots we knew for a fact were going to be taken by Velocity and Enigma, but for the third and fourth spot, I was not really expecting this to come on through. The fact that Team Fangs taking the third spot and the fourth spot being taken by True Rippers, this is really interesting to say the very least. And the fact that Samurai are still down on the sixth position with the esports team down at 5. Anything could happen pretty much at this stage. And the next match coming on down from the side of Samurai is what I'm really interested about. Because if Samurai don't win out on that one in particular, on a possible 2-0, they're going to be the ones in the crunch time this time around.
Wait, what about you? What do you think about this specific victory coming in from Fangs and the entire group standings?
Honestly, I couldn't have worded it better myself. Team Fans with that one victory just shot up straight on the scoreboard. Honestly, they knew that this was like a really crucial match for them. At the same time, Kuchbi did too, but they gave it their all. They tried their best, but they're coming out with losses so far. So they just have to pick it back up and they have to understand where they're going wrong. On the other hand, I love how all of the best teams out there are on top. But then again, Samurai Esports, like Grace have said, I'm really surprised to see them on the sixth position on the leaderboard. But at the same time, that match is going to be coming up soon. Super fun is what that is going to be. And other than that, it is a pretty decent placing so far, but we're very nascent. We're in the very nascent stages of our tournament so far. So we can't really say much. Things could just get turned at any second of the tournament and the tables could just get turned. So we're going to be watching, just waiting as casters and just going to be watching what's going to be coming out onto our plate so far.
That's true. Well said. So, yeah, you know what? Let's take a quick look at today's matchups. We did get done with our first half of the day. That was Team Fangs and Kuchbi. Kind of expected this to go the distance, all three maps, but it looks like that Fangs, despite their ups and downs, they're going to pull it through and win it out against Team Kuchbi. Coming up next is True Ripper Esports and Velocity Gaming, a match that you all have been waiting for. True Ripper Esports, as I said, right, they're going to be playing their match for the week today against Velocity Gaming. So really looking forward to that, by the way. Velocity Gaming, they have been having their shares of ups and downs as well recently throughout different tournaments in the country. So looking forward to seeing them as to what exactly they are going to be doing today in the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, brought to you by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Well, I really want to, discuss a little bit more and get a little bit more insight coming in from you, Aggressive, as to what did Fangs do differently? Like, what are your thoughts on that specific play coming in from Fangs in order to clinch out the victory from Kuchbi?
In my eyes, Fangs, they had a completely different look to them. Like, it felt as though they were constantly ready for a lot of their engagements. They were playing it slow, they were playing it fast, and sometimes they were just so different every single time as well, because you do need to consider something. This was a completely new look from the side of Team Fangs. We always saw that Fangs was that team. They just like to, rush B every single time, or maybe rush from any singular sideline. They like to play together as a team when it comes down to these raw execution heavy rushes, but today, it felt as though it was completely different. They were playing together, they were playing for double peaks, they were playing for trades, and no one, and I mean absolutely no one, went in for 1v1 duels unless someone was with them. And that's why I feel as though Team Fangs were able to take this so well and were able to take this win against the side of Kuchbi, because Kuchbi, they're a team that rely much more on the control-based playstyle, as I was always talking about. They don't really rely on the first initial peak. They rely on their own utility to set them up for a lot of the engagements. At Team Fangs, they were able to circumvent this with proper team play, coordination, and of course, good crossfires.
Well, that is well put, and I guess I'm gonna bounce the next question on towards Quaint. Quaint, what do you think Team Kuchbi can do in order to put up that first victory on the board as well for themselves?
Honestly, they've got a lot going on for them. They've got the team play, they've got the communication, they've got everything now. It is just a little bit on the entire strategic pushes together that they're lacking on, because they're going in for insane executes. They're going for insane takes. They're managing to land the plan. When they're on the attacker side, they're going in for the plans really properly. They're getting the plans down. They're blocking out the vision at the right time. They're getting the information that they need, and they're working with it properly. But the problem is they're lacking a little bit on the post plan scenarios, and they're not holding proper positioning. They're not peaking at the same time. The synergy is lacking just a little bit. Same goes for the defense side. They have to get their synergy up just a little bit. The communication is there. They know where they are, but it's just that they're not pushing at the right time. They got to time it a little better, and I'm very sure they're going to shoot straight up the leaderboard. And I'm hoping that they're going to be understanding that. And if they do, we're going to be seeing a completely different Kuchbi, just like we saw completely different Fangs today.
Well, that is very well said. So Kuchbi, let's hope that they are going to be, they're just going to be going ahead and putting up all their flaws and mistakes right in front of their screens, and then working on them as well. Go back to the drawing board and figure out what exactly they can do to just make their way out of these teams as well, and climb up on the group standings. With that said and done, I guess we are pretty much done for the first half of this specific day. It was an amazing display coming out from the side of Team Fangs, and I congratulate them once again on getting this victory against Team Kuchbi. Kuchbi, don't be disheartened. Please keep on working. You guys have got this. Technical difficulties, we really can't do anything about it. It's not in our hands, right? All we can do is, just keep our fingers crossed and hope for the very best. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to find your way around all of these issues as well. So, guys, what I want you to do is go down in the description below. Check out all the links coming in from our sponsors, WD Black, AMD Ryzen Radeon. Check out their products. Please, go ahead and get some of the products as well using the link down in the description below for your next big upgrade. And also, while you're down there, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and hitting that like button, and that bell notification icon as well to never miss another update whenever we go live. We're going to be signing off for now. It is going to be me, the host, Assassin47, with me, casters and analysts, Quaint and Aggressive. Going to be signing off for now. We're going to be back with the second half of today, which is going to be Velocity Gaming and True Rippers. So yeah, see you guys on that specific stream. Please tune in. Don't forget, and I'll be seeing you guys there.